This video contains gratuitous use of profanity
and uncomfortable pauses to compensate for lack of professionalism and original thought.
Your discretion advised.
Oh shit! Mud shark? You're not a mud shark. You're barely even a fish.
This is a pink podcast.
This is fucked up.
Win by Two, they're actually a podcast out of Philadelphia.
Tune on to Win by Two Radio.
Where's John Di Caprio? Did he ask about me?
Fuck Karl! He's effectively done in this business. On the podcast, catching people like Dr. Rizzo.
So I'm a dumb guy.
I'm hoping John Di Caprio is, but...
Take your fucking bra off, Barry!
Like, let me guess, does he attack everyone?
I'm gonna be yelling at him the whole time tonight. Your show sucks! Gentlemen, boys and girls all across this fine land, welcome into the motherfucking show! Just like that. We are back and better than ever, live from Studio K. We're gonna have a great show today, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in to this magnificent experience we call a podcast. Shout out. Hopefully everyone's having a great day, a great Friday. How's the chat feeling? How's the chat looking today? Got to get better lighting, I think. I have to get better lighting for here, Studio K. But all in all, I'm used to things blowing up and going completely abysmal, which we started out earlier. So I'm fully expecting a full-on meltdown here at some point. So if you see me freaking out and throwing temper tantrums, pay no mind, it's just all part of the show. How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling here today on this, again, beautiful Friday, right before weekend here? There's no holidays this weekend, not that I could think of. It's D-Day, I think, today. Shout out to all the D's and the days. We have an epic show here today. We have people. I see Mark of the Beast Poppy. Don't you start your shit this early. All right, let's get some show under our belt, and then we could start our shit. But thank you anyway. Where are we at here? Mark at the Beast Poppy. Let me read this. It says, hello, John. And see, don't you start your shit. It's very passive-aggressive, that hello. All right, don't you think... I know what you're doing, Mark. All right, so we see you over here. Any which way. Epic show wind up here. Again, today's show is based on people selling out, people doing things they swore they would never do. Pretty much signing, signing their soul away to the devil. Selling their soul to the devil is basically what people are doing now in modern day hackverse, shitverse, dabbleverse, podcasting. And by the devil, I mean Patrick Melton, and by people selling their soul, I mean, well, pretty much everybody under the sun. We watched Chad Zumock's arc. I haven't been on since Chad's been demonetized. First of all, I don't know how much I believe this. You shouldn't really either. I mean, every step of the way, Chad has lied about something. What would make this any different? When it first happened, I initially thought it was just some ploy to get on Super Tips. And yet here we are. So we're going to discuss all that and more, all the Chad, Melton, and everything else in between on today's show. Let's have a fucking kick-ass one. What do you say? Welcome in. So we're back. We're doing it, I think. My drops aren't working, so if you see me panic, again, pay no mind. We're just going to do some stuff like this. Chad says, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm a bitch. Okay, hold on. We're going to play that one more time so I can know where that's coming from. Boom, bang, bing, splam. Boom.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'm a bitch.
I'm a bitch. Yeah, so Chad has sold his soul effectively to Patrick. Now, I know people, I know the arguments, dude, you know, you got to get over this whole super tip thing. It's like, it's a good thing. It's like you're very business savvy if you go over to the super tip side of things. You can make more money, the 10%, you know, blah, blah, blah. YouTube takes 35. They're practically ran by, you know, the Jewish
If I could be
people.
a Jew right now, I would be a Jew.
And so I do see the argument, but, you know, I did happen to smoke a ton of ganja and yesterday. And ganja, you know, what it does sometimes, if not for nothing else, is it puts things in perspective. And the perspective that I saw yesterday unfold right before my two eyeballs was basically, yeah, a bitch.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm a bitch.
He's a bitch. Confirmed. Chad, bitch. Yes. And why do I say that? Well, because this is something that Chad has swore up and down for the better part of, I'd say, at least a year plus. He swore he would never, ever do super tips. It was one big scam. It was one big grift. It was the worst thing in the world. It was literally the worst thing in the world. And this is a quote from Chad. I would never be on super tips. Let me just say, you don't have to. So Chad's whole thing is he needs to be on super tips because he's demonetized and can't make a dime. First of all, you shouldn't be relying on YouTube as your like sole source of income. You're a fucking idiot if you do. Secondly, you shouldn't go to your biggest detractor. And I know his excuse, well, we're just using each other like, you know, we're two whores and we're just whoring each other out. First of all, whores are terrible people. Garbage individuals. Nobody likes a whore. And we look at them as just trash. I mean, seriously, society's trash. Whores. But furthermore, I don't want to hear that excuse, man. First of all, there's so many other options. There's a plethora of options to choose from if demonetized. If demonetized, for instance, you could use, I mean, you know, I don't really want to get into the minutia of what you can and can't use. The point, the fact of the matter is Chad sold his soul. He sold his soul for the almighty dollar. And money isn't everything. Money isn't everything. Money comes and money goes. The only thing you have in this world is your word and basically what you stand for. And once those things are gone, once people just stop trusting you and look at you as like a, just like a liar, you got that liar stink on you, you know, you're looked at as less than the rest of us. And again, you know, I get it, you're demonetized, and I get it, you know, all fucking hell's breaking loose, and you don't know what to do, you don't know where to turn. It's no excuse, man. I mean, there should be contingencies upon contingencies for this sort of thing. Like, you have to know it's going to happen. It's probably going to happen to all of us eventually at some point. So to think that, like, you know, if I were to get demonetized here today, the first thing I would do is to run to one of my biggest detractors and ask them, please, beg them, please, I need your help. Please, I need to make some money. Please. I'm dying. I'm desperate over here. Yeah, you're a desperate bitch. You're a desperate cuck. And it's amazing, too, because I called this out like 2 years ago. Chad, like, secretly is the biggest Kumia cuck, but he was the last one to figure this one out. And it's funny, too, because now he's wanting to rebrand. He doesn't want to be bitter anymore. You guys hearing this shit? Chad the Mudshark Zumach does not want to be bitter any longer. It's incredible. It really is incredible. Shout out to Shades Cal for $1.99. Thank you, Shades. What's that super sticker say? Rock solid? Coming soon. Coming soon, you say? That could mean a plethora of different things.
I'm a polycule cuck fag retard. And that's never changing.
Coming soon. Thank you for the super sticker. And Daylock, look at that Daylock coming in, gifting a membership to XMM. Welcome in, XMM. To the stub toe.
Kudos to Win by 2 Radio.
Kudos to Daylock. So yeah, we're basically going to be breaking all of that down here on today's show. All the chat stuff, all of the super tips, and how you probably shouldn't be using it. If not for nothing else. Now, there's a couple people still not using it, and I'd venture to guess they will be jumping ship and they will be using it, a la Kevin Brennan, a la Gino Bisconte, a la Keanu Thompson. These people, they really stand for absolutely positively zero. And I know the flip side of this is, it's just a show. It's just an entertaining thing. Don't take everything so serious. But, and that may be true to a certain degree. But you also don't want someone just like a Keanu or like a Chad who completely just flip-flops on the drop of a dime. They'll take whoever side is willing to give them, an extra buck or two. It really is sad. You could buy these people for like $30. For like $30, you could own a Chad Zumock. You can own your own personal Keanu Thompson for $30. That's a fact. It's just, really putrid, disgusting. Dan from Nice Podcast, stupid for $2 saying Chad is spy. And I said this, and it's not like I'm some sort of Nostradamus or whatever like that, but it's obvious. It's obvious from the fake shoes to, everything else in between. He's given up on his diet. He's back to drinking. And this was before the demonetization. Now, I'd almost throw the theory out again that all of this demonetization about Chad is completely just nonsense. This is a guy who faked a black eye for content, quote unquote. So I really wouldn't put it past him. And I know the argument is, well, why would you demonetize yourself? And again, I think it's just, why would you demonetize yourself? You lose all that money. I get all that. But I think possibly, I don't know, it's just a theory. I'm not stating this as fact one way or the other, but possibly you're looking at it as you might be able to make more money on super tips, 10% as opposed to 40 at times. And who knows, man? We're trying to understand, trying to get into the minds of dummies, tards, and schizophrenics and autists. So to do that, we might have to start to think like, irrationally or not in like this reality and this logic and reason. You have to think outside the box at times and how these people would think. So who knows? Who the fuck really knows? But Chad is spiraling, Dan. Chad is spiraling and panicking. You hate to see it. No, I love to see it. I disagree there. I love to see it. Absolutely, positively love to see when someone is spiraling out of control, begging one of their biggest detractors, and completely changing brands. Again, he's begging one of his biggest detractors in Patrick Melton for his super tip system. And he's rebranding because Kumia said a mean thing in Patrick Melton's chat room that really started to make Chad, emotional. to the point in which he's now, again, rebranding. I need to make this clear. Rebranding. Today might be the last, or it's either the last Comey Cucks or the first of whatever Mondays or Fridays with Tony episode we're going to get. I mean, I don't know. It's just, the theories are endless. I could sit here and speculate all day. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to show some clips here at some point. We have, let's see, there's a bunch of other stuff we have. I think I want to do some Karl here today. But mainly, it's going to be about this Chad and Super Tips. He was on MLC yesterday. We're going to watch his appearance on MLC. We're going to watch all the couple episodes leading up to the Super Tip. It's like LeBron, the Super Tip decision. It's not really that deep, but you get my analogy there. So we're going to watch that. So I think 2 of Chad shows this week. Sorry. 2 of Chad shows this week were insane. Well, one of which was, I mean, almost knocked my fucking socks off of how just piss poor. And Chad, if this is the route you're going to go for your quote unquote new brand and your new show. So the other day, Chad's doing a show and it's bizarre. I can't even believe that it's like this was even a concept thought. And see, the thing is, it wasn't thought up by Chad. Someone else thought of this and proposed it. And Chad thought this was an excellent idea. But where he was taking 2 people in this little sector, this little corner of the internet, and pairing them side by side. And then he would let the audience vote via poll on who was or wasn't funnier.
Win by 2 is funny.
And that is true across all of statements and lands across this world. But he was letting people vote via poll. I couldn't imagine. This went on for almost 2 hours. Who do you think's funnier, Jim Florentine or Anthony Cumia? Vote now, vote now. It's like, what are we doing? Have we lost sight of what is going on? I really had to take a step back like yesterday, and I'm like, this is bizarre, man. What we're actually witnessing, not even just on the Chad sense, but just everyone. They're fucking losing their minds. They're losing their fucking minds. And I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. So we're going to get into it. We're going to get into a bunch more stuff, too. I don't know where we're going to go. I don't want to tell you. Because I find myself, I always set up so much. Like, we got this, and we got this, and we got this, and that, and this, and that. And then see what happens is I wind up having one too many drinks and getting hungry by like 2 p.m. and needing to step away, crash, and eat some sort of mozzarella-infused substance to curb my appetite. So I don't want to promise, besides the Chad stuff, I don't want to promise anything extra than that. So if you're here for anything else, I don't know what you're doing. I just like the hit button. Just do something. Just be productive here today. I know some people come in the chat room or just come into shows. They don't spend a dime. They really just sit on their hands and they're just waiting. When's this guy going to be good? When's she going to be funny? And they do nothing. It's like, what are you doing? At least put a chat and just say, fuck you, or dislike the show. Do something. Make yourself productive. Just sit there. It's very weird. Imagine doing that to somebody in public. Like you just sit right in front of them, thinking about all of the ways you want to torture them, cut their fucking toes off. It's like, bro, just do something. Don't actually cut my toes off, by the way. I do need those. Anyway, all right, let's get into some stuff revolving around some people doing some things here. Hopefully I sound okay. I think everything is sounding good. I'm hearing a rattle. And it's weird because I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I'm hearing a rattling noise, and I'm not sure if it's a rattlesnake or I don't know what's happening, but this rattle is going to quickly get on my nerves. I want to get into Sam Tripoli, which if you guys know who Sam Tripoli is, or if you don't know who he is, Sam Tripoli is basically Chad's mentor now. Sam and Chad used to be boys in the hood back in the day. They used to do comedy together. I know it's very gay and cringe, but they used to do comedy together, and they had a really bad falling out. They used to do their own podcast. They used to go to date nights with one another. They used to go to the movie theaters with one another, and they had a really bad falling out. Shocker, I know, because of Chad. And ever since about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Sam Tripoli is really trying to stick his nose in areas where they really don't belong. And he's been calling Chad. Chad's been calling Sam Tripoli nonstop, back and forth, back and forth. Sam is a guy who does maybe 15 podcasts, all of which are basically the same. Just some sort of conspiracy podcast. And Sam, on one of Sam's new shows, now, again, this is the advice. This guy is who Chad is taking advice from, his mentor. Sam, on one of his, Sam was getting a new set. And I wanted to check out Sam's new set on the last show, but we simply didn't have the time. So let's check out Sam Tripoli. Let's check out his prior set on Deep Waters, a.k.a. Conspiracy Social Club. And let's see how the new set... Look, all these people want to talk up about their new sets. We watched Chad do this very thing. Talk about a new set. A new studio is coming in the works. And then he held up his keyboard, the infamous keyboard. Show off. And then when he finally made his way to his new studio, it was basically just the other side of his room into another corner. So let's see if Sam's any different. Let's see if Tripoli, let's see if he can possibly do any better with a new studio upgrade. This was the original studio, Conspiracy Social Club.
Hey, do you have that seventh audit we were talking? Hey, do you have that seventh audit we were talking about? Yeah. And they're just like, what are you doing? Get out of here.
Get out of here, you're so cute. Get out of here.
So again, this was their original set. I believe Brendan Schaub, if you guys know who Brendan Schaub is, the Gringo Poppy. The Gringo Poppy, one of the best stand-up specials, I'd say, to date. Brendan Schaub rented this studio out to these gentlemen here. And again, you got Sam Tripoli here to the right. Loving life. Loving every second of it. Again, just recently got back into Chad Zumock's life, mentoring him. And I think Sam is a big reason why Chad's going through all of this now. This whole rebrand, this whole name change, this whole super tip. I want to start a new chapter in my life. I want to stop being bitter. I think this guy, Sam Tripoli, got into Chad's ear. I was like, Chad, what the fuck you doing? Huh? Come back to the good team. So I think Sam is a really big reason why Chad is acting the way he is now. But anyway, this is the boys here, Conspiracy Social Club, a.k.a. Deep Water. It's a very cool sign they have on the background. A very nice white wall with black curtains. Gotta love black curtains. Shout out to black curtains. Again, they're a nice centerpiece here. It just says Deep Waters. I used to have one of these, but in a neon fashion. Neon sign. It said Win by 2 Radio live. It was truly exquisite. Very cool. The Diet Cokes. Just Metamucil. I mean, just very awesome stuff for a conspiracy podcast.
Get out of here, dog.
Go take a lunch break.
Okay, we're funding trans assassin squads in Latin America. Get out of here. What do you want? Receipts? Get out of here.
Go on, get.
So a guy like Sam, like I mentioned, a guy like Tripoli, he's been in the podcasting circuit for quite some time. He surely knows what it takes to make a good set. You would think, right? Well, you would think wrong. Actually, you would think. And you would be wrong if you guessed Sam Tripoli nailed it with this new set. Let's give a look to, mind you, the new setup from Conspiracy Social Club.
Times as an institution you have to lie before you go, I don't know if I believe you. How many times?
4.
Okay.
So somehow we've gotten worse. We're in some sort of a spare bedroom. Now, same centerpiece. We have the same coffee table centerpiece and the Deep Water sign. It's very exquisite stuff there. It's a 1 of 1. Purple and white lavender curtains as opposed to the black. And we have, instead of a white wall now, we have a nice Barney colored purple wall. Again, the boys have their socks or their shoes off, just showing us their feet, basically. I mean, you're basically one step away from flashing us with your fucking toes. Have some fucking respect. Put some goddamn shoes on. Is it really that difficult? You're on camera. See, that's the problem, though. These people think that they're just in their living rooms or just having a nice casual convo. Put some fucking shoes on, dog. I mean, that's really trifling.
Perfect. Well, we've surpassed that.
I got 3 angles, which is awesome.
We flew back.
I also have 3 angles. I'm a man of many angles.
No, Sam, what is
So
particular?
you believe the organization started by the Nazis are doing good work out there?
But this is their setup. I mean, seriously. They move from one corner to another corner.
particularly enraging, and I mean truly
I can tell how
enraging.
angry
Like
you are.
my fingers are getting hot
I can
right
tell
now.
you're really angry because you're really crossing those legs hard.
Yeah.
All right, so they get
It's
the
all good.
intro.
Some giants from
They're
the
going to talk about their new setup. Let's check this out.
bar.
Probably like clap.
Conspiracy Social Club, a.k.a. Deep Waters.
Young Christian warriors. I gotta say, dude, I'm freaking scared.
Why?
It's just a new room.
That you don't like. I love it.
No, I like it a lot. I just we haven't exercised the place. No one has lit any Palo Santo in here. I just don't know what's going on yet. You know,
It's great. I love it. Once it's late night,
I mean, what isn't there to, how can't you figure out what's going on? You're in a corner of a room with microphones.
you guys can drive. You'll be like, bang, bang.
I mean, you would think these people are in some sort of isolation chamber getting ready to trip balls for 8 hours. Like, I mean, you're in a spare bedroom. What is there to figure out?
Oh, bro, bang.
yeah, we're in it.
We're in it?
Yeah, we're in it.
Man, we're in it.
Again, this is Chad Zumock's mentor right here.
That's a fucking fact.
This is the guy Chad Zumock takes all of his financial, life, and business decisions and advice from right here. This guy wearing clear frames. Could you imagine?
Dude, new studio and everything. Bang. Listen, this is at the finished studio.
This isn't the finished studio. I've heard this one once or twice. This isn't the finished product quite yet. We're just rolling it out as if it is, but it's actually, in fact, not the... So you can't make fun of it. Why do you do this? Why do people do this? Why not just wait until the finished product is done and then present said studio, new studio? I mean, what the fuck?
Oh, bro, bang.
Yeah, we're in it.
We're in it?
Yeah, we're in it.
Man, we're in it. Dude, new studio and everything. Bang.
I mean, talk about fake excitement.
Listen, this is at the finished studio.
No.
This is phase 1.
No.
This is phase one.
Phase 1.
It could sound and
Phase 1. Phase 1 where we start in a spare bedroom and we work our way down to the master bathroom. It's phase 3, actually.
look like shit. I'm not even sure.
We don't even know. This
we're
might be
kinda-
our worst episode ever.
Yeah,
But
we're
it's
kinda-
mostly going to be our best episode ever.
I would say
Everyone's
so.
zinned out and we're ready to rock.
I'm not even zinned out. I'm back on vapes.
You stop zinning?
Well,
You get me addicted and then you bail on me?
no,
dog?
I'm not bailing. I'm not bailing. This is a fad.
You just like robot dicks. Tiny robot dicks.
We do not have a camera on Ryan yet. We will get a camera on
We're
Ryan.
working on it. Ryan needs a camera.
I want more than
Ryan's their producer.
anything to have a angle on Ryan with Bill de Blasio eating a Shake Shack cheeseburger
I
behind
do
him.
too. But we're also going to put weird things behind Ryan, like space.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Ryan,
cool.
you could be anywhere you want.
So you're going to get a green screen. Like the Sam Tripoli and Chad, the guys like this, a green screen is cutting edge technology. A green screen.
One of your gay cruises.
Oh, we're gonna key out the green screen
Yeah.
and put him on a gay cruise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super down with that.
Yeah, wherever we want to put them.
And I don't think he does gay cruises. I think it's just normal fan cruises. But the guy,
I mean, you guys could, you already have you might as well just, you don't even need the green screen anymore. Take a page out of Karmic X's book and just paint your walls fucking green. That way, I mean, you could save the money on the green screen. The whole $16.99 you'd save on that just by simply painting your walls green.
guy that runs them is a gay guy.
And most cruises are gay. Which
I would
is
say
okay.
all cruises are gay.
Yeah, really. It's
Yeah.
like, what's gayer, parades or cruises?
Yeah, I mean that's a
That's a
coin
fight.
toss. Yeah,
It's a fight to the death.
Speaking of fight, go to samtripoli.com for dates.
Dude, I got dates. I got more dates. Took the month off. Wanted to get a lot done. Didn't get as much as I'd like to get done.
What'd you do?
Well, maybe if you spent less time calling into the formerly known podcast known as Kumius Cucks, If you spent less time doing that, maybe you would have gotten all of your tasks done. Tripoli. You can imagine this.
Wanted to get a lot done. Didn't get as much as I'd like to get done.
What'd you do?
I know what he did. For about 10 hours a week, he'd call in to Chad Zumock's former podcast called Kumia's Cucks and discuss, I don't know what they would discuss. Fake Jordans?
Well,
Camo pants? Comedy?
I had a lot of tax stuff, a lot of other stuff that I'm not allowed to get into for legal reasons. And
That's always the best thing in life when you have to go through stuff like that.
By the way, never trust a guy, and this, I'm just going to put this out there. I think we're going to move on from this clip, but never trust a guy drinking a diet cola. Ever. It's probably one of the shadiest traits from an individual is drinking said diet beverage, diet cola. If you're drinking soda, you're drinking soda. There's no really healthy way around it. So you're trying to appear as if you're this healthy guy drinking diet cola. In reality, it's it's just as bad, if not worse, than regular cola. Just drink the real thing. What are you trying to hide?
yeah, and that's how it goes. Oh yeah, on May 9th, I'm in.
So this is their new setup, by the way. Again, Sam is a guy who Chad takes all of his podcasting advice from, and that was Sam's amazing new setup. Purple walls and carpets. Fascinating stuff here. Let's see where we at. Let's go over to the chat. Let me see if this is working. If it's not, well then someone is getting fired here today. Is that could you guys even read that? That's embarrassing if that's all fucking yeah. Yep. I'll just switch back. I'll fix that later. Let's take a couple chats here. I got to do it the old-fashioned way. Kudos to Green Paint. Yes. Kudos to myself.
Kudos to Win by 2 Radio.
Diet Coke equals... It does, Douglas W. Diet Coke is evil. Yeah, just drink the real... why go out, why, stress yourself out to such a degree to go out and find Diet Coke? Just drink the real thing or don't drink cola. It's really as simple as that. Diet Coca-Cola is one of the biggest... Coffee, soda in general is one of the biggest scams, I think. One of the biggest grifts in American history. Well done to whoever invented that. Someone's out of a job, says Isaac Walmart. Fired for the blunder. Dr. Chow says, Zumach, I think he's moving a different direction, content-wise. We had a genius show concept, but planning and preparation is tough. Yeah. When it comes to Chad, good luck trying to have him prep or do anything for his show. 777 says, what is going on? The calories bleed. Yeah, but even still, I'm a firm believer. If you're going to drink cola, just drink it or just don't drink it at all. It's as simple as that. All right, I want to move on here. I wanted to show this little Keanu clip here. I guess she went to Niagara Falls to perform comedy underneath the big waterfall. And she's another one who's really, the last week with this whole Rekieta thing, or was that 2 weeks ago now at this point? I think it's been 2 weeks since Keanu's, her biggest day ever. Not her marriage, not the birth of her own self, not anyone's birthdays, family birthdays, not anybody's graduation, not anything else, not her biggest comedy set. Nothing compares to that Friday on this little piggy where she got to sit in front of the biggest audience she'll ever sit in front of and kind of play dumb and think she told Nick Rekieta off. I still am a firm believer that both of them looked very, very foolish and dumb. But Keanu went on a whole publicity tour, and now, after the publicity tour, this is basically her trip to Disney World. Basically, this little piggy was like her Super Bowl, and now she's traveling to Niagara Falls to do some comedy, and she has a little post for us here. It says, "We're wet." I think she's gone with this chick, whatever, Amy, took the trip with her. Let's just see. It's a little clip from Keanu. Let's check her out, what she's up to at Niagara. I mean, she really is like stunted. She's got the mind of, I mean, truly like a 13-year-old. She made this video and thought this was a swell idea to post. We're at the falls. Look, see the water? Look at the rocks. Look at the clouds. Look at the seagulls. Guys, look. Look where I'm at, and you're not. If you get on this is what this little piggy does. It sends you to places you never thought you'd go, with people you never thought you'd be with. Look at this chick. What's her story? This is the type of chick, this is the type of person who drinks Diet Cola. Hand tats, probably been to jail once or twice. You know, they sniff fucking Wellbutrin and pop, gabapentins, and they think they're getting, completely blasted on narcotics. We're at the falls. Look, guys, look at the water. We're at the falls. Isn't it so cool? Isn't that so cool? The fucking falls. Fuck the falls. Fuck the falls, man. I mean, imagine being that excited over some water. You can't make this shit up, folks. You can't make this shit up. So Keanu checking in from Niagara Falls. Before we get into this chat stuff here, trust me, we're getting right to it. Don't get your panties in a bunch. I wanted to play this Alex Stein clip, Karl on Alex Stein, and I think Karl. Then we're gonna play a Karl clip, and then we're gonna do Chad and Melton for the rest of the episode here today. But I wanted to go back and revisit Karl's appearance on Primetime 99, Alex Stein. And the two discuss the steel toe stuff, the Rekieta drama, and everything else in between. Karl, I mean, he's like, he's the guy. He's with the in crowd now. He's going to, be letting his voice be heard here on Alex Stein's program. Alex is going to kind of push back just a slight, but basically at the end, they basically just cuck up to one another and just agree and nod along and yes and. Very predictable TV here. Let's watch it. This was courtesy of Doom. Shout out to Doom for making this wonderful clip.
In this war against Nick Rekieta,
Sorry about
what
that.
do I call it? The Rekieta parables? The Nick Rekieta parables. Yeah. I actually like Nick Rekieta. I've talked to Nick a lot. And I've tried to kind of befriend Nick a little bit since he's going through this. And Nick hates me now.
Does he?
He does. I don't know why. But I've talked a lot about it. I don't think I've been really too harsh. I think I've been very fair. With Nick, I have, teased him that his 9-year-old tested positive, this and that. But I've been the first person to say that Nick is incredibly talented. I think he'll be back on his feet.
Okay, let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
So Nick, this is the thing that everyone uses against him. And we did this little pig I host a show that's about Aaron Imholt, who is, him and Nick are fighting.
Yes, of course.
And so everyone always...
Karl wasting no time getting in right to a nice quick brag here. By the way, this is basically Chad Zumock's partner now. This is basically Chad Zumock's podcasting partner, Karl Hamburger.
Pathetic fucking loser and stupid fucking bitch.
Let's listen to that again. Listen to this brag. I do a show about, Aaron Imholt once a week.
One uses against him. And we did this little pig I host a show that's about Aaron Imholt.
Imagine saying that. I host a show that's about Aaron Imholt. Hey, it's one thing to do a segment about Aaron. It's one thing to, do maybe one show about Aaron. But, I mean, when you really think about what it is that he is saying, it truly is over the line obsessive. Look, and I watch Steel Toe probably just as much as the next person. But this takes it to a whole new level. Like when you really start peeling back, no pun intended, the layer of the onion, it really is a whole new level of obsession.
Against him. And we did this little pig I host a show that's about Aaron Imholt, who is, him and Nick are fighting.
Yes, of course.
And so everyone always teases Nick about his 9-year-old testing positive for cocaine.
Yes.
Everyone always teases. Listen to this.
There was a hair follicle test.
Whatever, yes.
It came back positive. And, I don't know if that's true or not, because...
No, Karl, it was fake. The cops completely made it up, Karl. I mean, what the fuck is this guy talking about? I don't know if the hair follicle test was true or not.
And
what?
I don't know.
I mean, look at this. Look, I mean, this is literally the face of a liar.
Whatever, yes.
It came back positive.
Like when you have to look up into the lights in the ceiling for the answer, for the words, the next words coming out of your mouth, you're doing some on-the-spot lying or manipulating. And Karl is was once a digital marketer or whatever the fuck he was. He prides himself in. This is what digital marketers do. When they're searching for answers, they look up at lights, and the lights give them the spark that they need.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Shout out to NJ Ranger for $1.99. Says, two of the biggest ball washers in the Western world. That's a fucking fact. Two of the biggest. I mean, we call them ball washers. I like to call them, nut polishers, scrotum waxers. Actually, don't use that word scrotum. It's too vulgar. You can look at that scrotum over there. Oh, it sounds like a deformed Pokemon. I choose you, scrotum sore. Anyway, it was a bad joke. Not NJ Ranger. Thank you for the $1.99, sir. Let's listen to this. The two of the biggest ball washers, according to NJ.
It came back positive. And, I don't know if that's true or not, because
there can be false positives. I'll say that. I'm not going to sit here and lie.
The state let it go and let the kids move back in with Nick. So it tells me that, maybe the kid wasn't doing cocaine.
Well, and I'm the first person to say this.
Well, they kept the kid for 2 months, one. And two, again, look, and this is what people are always fail to mention. They always fail to mention this. I'm not even going to... Look, we could look back on the photos that Nick released and the reports from the court. Whatever. Nick's house was probably a shithole. It was probably a complete dump. More than likely. Right? And again, let's just say the kid had no cocaine in the system at all. Okay? We can probably agree, agree there. No cocaine in the system. House was a complete trash hole, trash box. Just imagine your kid even being in that situation to begin with. And this is what people continuously fail to mention. To have your child in this situation where there's cocaine and there's even false positives to begin with is batshit crazy. And nobody ever fucking mentions that when they're, what do they say, sweeping for Nick?
So it tells me that, maybe the kid wasn't doing cocaine.
Well, and I'm the first person to say this. And who was it that got heat? I forgot who else got heat for saying this. But even if he had a house, it was a dirty clothes or whatever, that's not abuse. Because he was being...
Okay, but it was more than just dirty clothes. It was more than just dirty clothes. Dirty clothes is one thing. I have dirty clothes right now. You're right. On the surface, that's a factual statement. But it's a dishonest statement at the same time.
Even if he had...
When Aaron Emholt is feeding your children, I'd say that's borderline abuse. I'd say that's probably abuse. If Aaron Emholt is feeding your children canned goods, that's abuse. Dirty clothes is not abuse. You're right, Stein. You're right, Stein. And again, never trust anybody who's drinking Diet Pop and the last name is Stein. Ugh. The stench of a Stein. If I could be a Jew right now.
If I could be a Jew right now, I would be a Jew.
I'd be a Stein. I'd be a Steinberg. That's probably his full last name, too, but he cut it off for the American culture and the right-wing audience. They're not going to like me if my name's Steinberg or Steinman. I'll just cut it off at Stein. That's Jew. Jew enough. Jewy. Jewy Jew. Sorry, this is getting really what do they call it? Anti-Semitic. Anyway, what was I saying? Never trust a Stein.
And who was it that got heat? I forgot who else got heat for saying this, but even if he had a house, it was a dirty clothes or whatever, that's not abuse. Because he was being, kind of a distant dad
not
or whatever,
abuse.
That's not even close to abuse. Because his dad was partying. Those kids, if they were being, how they made the narrative that, he made spaghetti or that, they made spaghettios they weren't eating. Obviously, the kids were eating. They were going to school. They were never, in my opinion, I've said this from the start, Nick Rekieta has never abused his kids. I just want to make that clear. I know that he's never, abused his kids. Maybe he was a little absent or whatever because he was, having a little fun. But that,
I would partying a lot.
Yeah, I would not consider that abuse of having a parent that parties. Actually, that'd be kind of fun because then as a kid, you can kind of do what you want. But having a cool parent, for some people, they would say that's bad.
It'd be kind of fun. That's your argument right now. It would be kind of fun to have a parent who parties, a parent who's into Molly, Coke, Adderall, meth, amphetamines, whippets. That's cool. I mean, this is coming from Alex, a guy who's supposed to be the right representing the right and family structure and the nuclear family and all that, going out on the limb and stating that, having a parent like Nick is, well, that's cool. That's very cool stuff.
Kids can kind of do what you want, but having a cool parent, for some people, they would say that's bad. For those kids, it might not be a bad lifestyle for the kids, so that's why I don't think they're being abused. Okay, so
case closed, just like that. Yep, case closed, Your Honor.
What you want, but having a cool parent, for some people, they would say that's bad. For those kids, it might not be a bad lifestyle for the kids, so that's why I don't think they're being abused. Okay,
so case closed, they're not being abused because there's just some dirty clothes. That's it.
So
move along. Nothing to see here.
In the steel toe drama, though, Aaron, who was the cuckold, and Nick was a cuckold.
Yes.
I am empathetic to Aaron only because I feel like he's the one that got robbed the most in this situation. I feel like he, in this situation of the quadruple, of the throuple, whatever you want to call it.
See, again, and Alex is about to play, it looks like the piano here. Or he's actually parked hard. But, you're falling into this trap, Alex. And again, this is supposed to be a guy who's supposed to like combating misinformation from the deep state and trying to take down the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, whatever it is. You're supposed to be like, a truth-telling freedom fighter, digital Paul Revere of sorts. But you fall into the mistake of picking sides, and you're like, oh, I feel kind of bad for Aaron. Oh, I feel kind of bad for Nick. Are you kidding me? Are you seriously fucking joking?
I feel like he, in this situation of the quadruple, of the throuple, whatever you want to call it, Nick did come out on top. He got Aaron's girl, and he got to keep his wife.
Yes.
So I feel like Aaron did get bamboozled the most 3 versus 1. If just trying to be objective in how I see it.
Right, and wouldn't you think that he'd play the victim card instead of like acting like he was like Nick is a cuck?
That is true.
It's very odd the way he plays it.
That is true. He's always like another win for the toe.
Yeah. He always acts like he's
always saying that.
But he lost his wife.
Pretty much his tagline.
But isn't that shtick? Doesn't he know? And Aaron's probably obviously going to watch this. I think Aaron knows that his life is imploding. I know that Aaron. And I'm not saying
you got to get Aaron on this show.
I'll have Aaron on the show. But Aaron,
I would do Aaron's show if he would have me. I don't think he would, but I'd love to.
Well, you do a whole show about him. It's a little different. My criticism of Aaron is not as deep. I'm just saying I think Aaron would admit that he lost his wife at the time, so there's no way to go through a divorce and be a good thing. There's just no way. It's temporarily. Yes,
you don't get married. You want it to last forever.
Yeah, so I'm just saying his life has been taking a little downtrodden. He tries to say another win for the toe, but obviously he's not happy that he went through a divorce. Nobody, it's impossible to go through a divorce and be happy. So
and now he calls out his ex-wife is April.
Yes.
She used to be a co-host on the show. Mm-hmm. So a public figure in every single way. He made her a public figure, and I think that's part of the problem. But anyway, now he has like a theme song that calls her a co-core. So the show starts off every episode calling his ex-wife.
Hey, Karl, like, really, now I understand why he uses the iPads.
So the show starts.
And again, this is not like anything really new, but did you ever hear of like a retainer dog? Like, or, I mean, something. Look at those jagged fucking, it's a jagged cemetery in there. Yikes, dog. I mean, I know they have like on Amazon, they have like basically fake teeth where you could just like bite down on like some sort of, it's like a substance that feels and looks like a gum and it molds to like your mouth. And basically it's fake teeth where it appears that the teeth that you put in are like perfect teeth. You shouldn't be going around doing podcasts on other people's. I mean, if you do it on your show, that's one thing. But to go on other people's shows with a mouth like this is really disrespectful. Your rosy cheeks and your 7 chins, bro. I mean, oh my God. Yikes. This is a sinful guy. A sinful guy. Stands for absolutely nothing. And like I said, Chad Zumock's new podcasting partner.
Episode calling his ex-wife a co-core.
Yeah.
Because he's angry about it. He's angry he lost his wife. He's still trying to get revenge.
To be fair, though, I've heard people call their ex-wives worse things than a co-core.
On a show in your theme song?
I mean, once again, I don't want to defend that. No, Glenn Beck would never do that. And I'm not defending that. I'm just saying I'm not surprised that he's laughing at the fact that his wife was getting blasted by Nick Rekieta. Like, Aaron is to blame in this for even even participating, Aaron is guilty, but I also do think that he was a victim.
Well, we also found out. So we did a live show in Vegas, Hackamania.
Yes, it was incredible.
A few weeks ago. It was incredible. Nick Rekieta
More
came
bragging.
down, shared some text messages. I think all of this is gross. I would never be into people's personal business.
It's so gross, yeah. But you made thousands of dollars. It is gross, but it's funny and it's
Listen,
lucrative.
the only reason why I would even do this kind of thing is because Aaron was the one that came out and told all the secrets.
He did. He was the first. There was
no reason to do this.
And this is one thing. It is the whole reason they got in trouble is Aaron. I know.
Yes.
I mean, Aaron doesn't want to admit it, but Aaron going and saying that. I thought that was weird. I did think that was out of character of Aaron when he's like, "Yeah, we were doing Molly and ecstasy out of the blue." You remember that?
Yes.
Like people accuse him of it, but then the fact that he all of a sudden his narrative changed, where he's like, "Yeah, we did do that. I did it 2 or 3 times." I was like, "Why?"
He was lying the whole time. He's like, "No one better say that April's doing coke."
It was so clear. She was drunk on stream. You know what I mean?
I'll ban you. And then he comes back a few weeks later. He's just like, yeah, so April's on coke, and we were all fucking. And all this. By the way, I can't wait to see the comment section. No one could be following this conversation.
No, what are they saying?
Alex and I go so deep with this stuff. We're just talking about things that there's no context for at all.
No,
most people know what you're talking about. I mean, really, Karl's just an out of it guy.
they'll figure it out, though.
Thinks nobody knows what the Rekieta steel toe drop is. I mean, there's plenty of people. I mean, I know my local bagger, my local grocery store bagger actually once approached me and was like, "Yo, are you familiar with this steel toe drama?" And I was like, "Listen, I don't want to get into it right now. Just bag my groceries, please. Let's move on. I don't got time to sit here and chop it up with you. You're bagging my apples and oranges. It's a waste of time." But yes, I do know everything. Check out my show. Just kidding. Imagine me plugging my show at a grocery store. How embarrassing.
That are into the Rekieta.
Karl thinks nobody knows what is going on. It's like Alex Stein doesn't have that big of an audience. He maybe gets like 700 to 800 live watching. I mean, it's not really that big of an audience for you to be like, "Guys, I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about here, but this whole..." We know, Karl. We know. Stop acting like the smartest guy in the room at all times. It really is a disgusting trait to have. Moody.
I hope so. I hope so.
So, Aaron, in this whole thing, he's the victim, but now it comes out that is Nick winning by saying that Aaron ate his jism? Is he winning by even saying that? Isn't he telling on
winning?
himself?
I don't.
What are these people winning?
Winning and losing.
You're right.
This.
You're right.
I think that's a weird thing that Aaron's come up with. Like everything's a win or a loss all the time. It's like we're all
I do
creating
agree there.
content. Like, for example, we just did this little piggy episode.
Okay, you've plugged the show like 7 times already. We know you do a show called This Little Piggy, Karl.
So I host a show called This Little Piggy on Fridays.
We know.
6.5 hours it went. Because we had Nick on and then Keanu.
That was
Thompson
a legendary show. Everybody needs to go watch
It
this.
was.
Go on, here are these podcasts YouTube right now. It's a 6-hour.
Station on NLOs.
Oh, okay,
we
it's
go
on
back and
NLO,
forth.
yeah,
so
okay.
nobody likes Onions had it, unfortunately, because he made a
I
shit ton
know.
of
I
money.
made a. Damn, what a bad.
Damn it.
You got the bad luck on that.
I'm the one who sent Keanu the link, but he makes all the money. But anyway, so it was fireworks.
Wow.
And there's a lot of people who are on Keanu's side of it because they don't like Nick Rekieta. There's a lot of people who don't like Nick Rekieta. Kiwi Farms don't like Nick Rekieta. There's a lot of people who think that obviously Keanu lost and she didn't sounded crazy and didn't know what she was talking about. And so none of it matters. It was entertaining. People are still talking about it. I was watching a show today. They were still breaking down the footage of what happened.
It was hilarious.
Footage. Like, Karl's describing this as if like somebody discovered film of like a Sasquatch sighting. We had to recover the footage. Karl, what? For a nerd like yourself, you're not that bright. You're not that sharp.
Today, they were still breaking down the footage.
Breaking down, like it's like the, what's it called? Zapruder film.
Of what happened.
What are we talking about?
It was hilarious.
That's
footage.
I want everybody to go watch it. I was going to pull clips, and I'm like, just go watch it. But Nick did call her the BIT, and I'm not one to. I call some people some wild names. He did call her a bitch.
There's a lot of name
He
calling.
called her a lot of bitch a lot.
A lot of name calling, which is, you lose the argument when you start calling people dumb bitches.
I thought he was losing that argument, but there's some stuff that he was right.
Did you say it to his face? No, you kept going along with it. Kept going along with it. But you wouldn't say that to Nick's face. You would tell Nick he won, wouldn't you?
Right about, but this is. Then I go and watch. I had to watch a little bit of Aaron's coverage of this. This is one criticism I have of Nick, though, after watching this, that I thought Nick was like getting mad at Keanu. He's like, "Fuck you, Keanu! You went after the person that I love," as if that he's still in a relationship with April, and he's not.
He's heartbroken.
So obviously, he's heartbroken, but like he's acting like he's hurt. It's like, I don't know if it's Keanu's fault. Like, it sounds like you're just heartbroken.
I don't think April likes Keanu at all because
I don't
Keanu
think
was
they're that
reading
great.
her private text messages.
I don't think that they're that.
Hot take from Karl. I don't think April likes Keanu at all. How long did it take you to come up with that hot take, Karl? That's a fucking spicy take. Holy shit. You mean to tell me April doesn't like Keanu, the person who's been leaking every text and being completely, one of the worst friend a friend could be? You think April doesn't like Keanu all that much? Hot, spicy take from Karl Heberger here.
April likes
Check this
Keanu
out.
at all because
I don't
Keanu
think
was
they're that
reading
great.
her private
Hot
think that they're that
takes.
close either.
On the
Because
show?
Keanu couldn't find the text message until 2 days later, right?
It's weird that she sticks up.
too
her
hot for
friend
TV,
April,
folks.
and I think April hates her.
It's all virtue signaling. And I love Keanu. I'm not even hating, but Keanu doesn't.
I love Keanu too. I'm friends with Keanu. And
You're not.
Two shits about. I mean, she probably doesn't want April to be in a gutter dying, but she doesn't really care about her love
That's
life.
the other thing too. And so Alex,
Keanu don't give a shit about. The only thing Keanu gives a shit about is herself. That's it. That is it. It's like a lot of these people in this little corner of the internet. All they care about is themselves, furthering their own careers. They can give two shits about an April or steel toe or personal relationships. They would do anything if it meant one extra view or 50 extra cents per stream. They would literally sell out their fucking firstborns or chop their mother's heads off and hold it up in some sort of, Islamic sacrifice video footage, Karl. They would do some of the most heinous shit if that meant an extra couple of clicks, an extra couple of dollars. These people are some of the worst people we're dealing with here.
this is the weird thing because being like on the internet perpetually.
Okay, maybe, a guy who's beheading people for the Islamic cause is a little bit more extreme than a person like Keanu. But, you get my point. She's basically that, basically neck and neck with an Islamic terrorist.
And thinking that you know these people and stuff. So Nick Rekieta has all these detractors who really dislike him, and it's because of this kid stuff that we were talking about, testing positive for cocaine or negligent parents.
Once again, we do not think that he's an abusive. I've defended on that. I do not think he abuses kids by being a party animal. I don't think that's.
But why would anyone give a fuck about 5 random kids in Wisconsin?
Well, that's what everybody tells you.
Minnesota, whatever.
Anywhere.
Who cares?
But everybody says that. That's kind of.
Oh, that's
and
good,
I
Karl.
do that at virtue signal because everybody
Kill
cares
the
about
kids.
So it's an easy cause to get behind. And
There's millions of kids.
I know, but it's like you're always right by saying it's just the easy win. It's the
It's
easy
so
virtue
stupid.
signal. It's like, oh well, Nick Rekieta's a good guy. Well, no, he's not. He didn't treat his kids right.
That's not the point. The point is when you act like you're a trad dad and you're this heroic fatherly figure, father of the year. Look at Aaron. He's taking his kids to garage sales and playing soccer and taking the whole neighborhood to play kickball on a Saturday in June. And that's how Nick was acting. When you act like that sort of a guy and it comes out that you were the exact opposite, that's the problem. It's not about your kids and, whether at the end of the day, he's right. No one really gives a shit at the end of the day, or they wouldn't have. But it's the way you present it, yourself and your home situation, your family situation as one way. And then it came out that it was completely just one big fabrication, and none of it was even true.
Right away, and you're like, oh, okay, it's hard to argue that. It's like I go to these college campuses, and sometimes the arguments are hard. Like this Sergio Abrego Garcia, how he got kicked out. Even Trump admitted that we didn't give him the due process. So people are like, do you like that the Trump administration is not giving due process? And I'm like, well, of course I don't like that,
Okay, so they basically just spin in circles for the next 3 minutes. I want to show you this Karl clip, and then we're going to move on to this Chad stuff because there's a bunch of it here today. But it's just really, it's just embarrassing overall. Here's, again, Karl and Alex Stein. Just really, if they could, they probably would be sucking each other's cocks. Seriously. We're going to have Jim Florentine, another Chad Zumock mentor, on with Karl. Again, if you can't see it by now, folks, I don't know what else to tell you, but Chad is basically one step away from being on the panel consistently on WATP. He is basically one step away. His best friend Florentine just got done doing WATP. And Florentine has no idea what any of this stuff is about. Tom Myers and what he's about and the Dabbleverse and what that's about. Jim Florentine's a guy who's basically stuck in the 80s, loves hair metal, loves cocaine, and loves stripper puss, basically. And it's Chad's best. Well, what Chad claims he's, they're really tight comedy pals. They do a lot of writing together. And again, very fascinating to see the week of Chad's rebranding. Florentine was on WATP. So does this have something to do with Chad's whole, basically midlife crisis? That's what we're watching here, folks. Let's check this masterpiece out here from WATP.
Podcast, WATP. Who are these?
We saw Jim perform comedy last night. Did a great job. Vinny Paulino opened for him. And as Jim came up to the stage, he goes, all right, another round of applause, please, for Tom Myers, everybody. Which is very funny.
Funny stuff.
3 people got it.
I was doing it for, it
was just awesome.
So good. It's so
I know
good.
that name from the Dabbleverse. I hear it. I've never met him.
See, this is, already we're off to a great start. I know that name. I can't even do it. I'm doing a Chad. I know that name I can't even do a Florentine. I can't even go that deep. Yikes.
Tom.
I'm sure you're missing
a comic
out.
from Baltimore, which I know a lot of guys from there, but I just never.
Oh, do you?
Interesting you say that, because I was not on WATP this past Wednesday. I was out in Dallas. But producer Chris was there with Adam Bush and Vinny Paulino, and they got to interview Tom Myers. He came on this program. And
that's funny. So all the big interviews that Karl's always just coincidentally missing during the biggest interviews. During, what was it, the steel toe non-interview? Or no, it was the steel toe expose Karl was supposed to do. This is where in the intro clip you see, fuck Karl, he's effectively done in this business. That was 2 years ago. Because Karl, if you're not aware of the lore, sent out, he was supposed to do a steel toe breakdown. The first time he was truly going to go after steel toe. This was like 2 summers ago. And then it's all geared up. It's all hyped up. Oh my God, WATP finally going after the toe, the big bad toe. And then, as the story goes, Karl sends out Doug from the Who's Wrong podcast. And I think either producer Chris or I forget who else. Doug, and it was somebody else. Oh, Easy fucking, what's his name? Easy E? What's that guy's name? He gets like 1 live viewer. Easy Eric? Eric Zane. Eric fucking Zane. Round of applause for me for pulling that out of my ass. Kudos to me.
Kudos to Win by 2 Radio.
Eric Zane and Doug from Who's Wrong podcast came on WATP to expose steel toe. Oh, and I think Brian Longbearded Johnson was also on the show to input his expert analysis. It was a complete flop, complete dumpster fire. Now Karl brings on Tom Myers, who Karl's gone after, or has made fun of. I won't use the term gone after, but he's made fun of Tom Myers in the past quite a lot. And Tom finally goes on to the show, but there's no Karl. Again, it's Adam Bush, it's Vinny Paulino, producer Chris, and everyone but Karl. So is Karl just one big bitch? Just a scared, little nervous Nelly of a bitch? Oh, God, that sound drop's not working. Fuck. Hold on. We're going to get it to work here. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. Sorry about this. Some of my drops. Here it is. Yeah, so that's my honest opinion. Karl's just one big bitch. Let me see. Let's go over to here. Saw for $2. Says Doug and Brian Johnson blew that show. Wasn't it Eric Zane too, Soft? Or are you just saying because you're an Eric Zane fan that's why he wasn't culpable for that complete dumpster fire of an episode? Anyway, let's get back into these gentlemen. Let's just watch Jim Florentine completely not understand any thing that's going on here on the WATP program. And again, it's like, you probably should have done some research. Or, I don't know, read some fucking Cliff Notes, did something in preparation for this show. Jim Florentine did absolutely nothing. Again, this is a guy who Chad Zumock worships. Let's watch.
Did an interview with those guys. So you got to meet Tom Myers. What was that like?
Well, initially I was there to not talk. That was one of the stipulations.
Correct.
And
wow. I was there to not talk. Imagine that being a stipulation when you go on a show. Hey, Chris, could you pop on the show? But we're going to need you not to speak. I mean, that's excellent, man. Why be on camera then? Why be on camera? You know, they invited me on, but I could not give any input. Could not tell you anything that I was thinking. Riveting stuff, fellas.
Initially, I was there to not talk. That was one of the stipulations.
Correct.
And if you're on a show with Tom, Adam, and Vinny, you're not going to get to talk. And I'm often the quiet one anyways, so it worked out good. It was very
People thought you were holding back quite a bit.
Well, I kind of was.
Yeah.
But also, I
mean, God forbid you unleash the wrath that is producer Chris. God forbid.
I scared Tom away. I think Vinny was doing a good job of almost accomplishing that. But I'm assuming you got something you want to cover specifically about this?
I do, actually.
No, you're just bringing it up. Just casual convo here. You know, just bringing it up for no odd reason or another. He's doing the nervous man's cupping of the microphone here. When somebody has nothing left, they cup their microphone. Just watch any podcaster ever. When they have nothing else to say, they start cupping and caressing their microphone. They start petting it as if it's some lapdog or a cat or pet ferret, possibly. Even a bearded dragon of sorts. You just start nervously frantically petting your microphone or cupping it. It's very bizarre.
Assuming you want
watch that take place again.
That, but
I have nothing left.
Assuming
so now I'm cupping my mic.
You got something you want to cover specifically about
Fuck,
this?
Man.
I do, actually.
Okay.
Well, first off, there is a new episode of Tom Myers versus the Rest of the World.
Oh, cool.
And whenever we have a professional comic on the show, I like to present them with Tom's jokes so we can get some constructive criticism, some feedback. Because I think
if Vinny Paulino is opening up for Jim Florentine is not a professional comic. Sorry.
There's room for improvement.
I thought you might be going there.
Yeah. So that's what I want to do. But, I happened to run across this clip in the wild today. And this is Shane Gillis talking about Tom Myers. And this is from a year or two ago. It's
There's no idea what's happening.
Shane and Matt's secret show, whatever that's called.
Yeah, and Shane's like
Matt
from
McCusker.
Harrisburg, so it's not too far from Baltimore. So I'm sure they ran in the same circles.
Okay, yeah. They've definitely done shows together.
Yeah, because before Shane blew up, he was doing a lot of shitty gigs and all that stuff.
Of course, yeah, everyone does.
Yeah. So,
but he also has Nick Mullen and Adam Friedland on this show. And of course, Nick Mullen and Adam Friedland and Stabby are the reasons why we all know who Tom Myers is from Cumtown.
Precisely.
Back in the day. So I just thought this was a really funny conversation. And actually, it's going to lead into some of the analysis.
Watching Red Bar or Shane Gillis?
The one
I got to
That was
introduce
weird.
my lady to Tom Myers this past week.
That's awesome. Oh my god.
I went to Magoobies and they announced that I was
Tom
coming to
lives there
Magoobies
now.
and Tom fucking
These guys wearing their fucking short shorts with their fucking ass in the air. I mean, so we have one guy on the Conspiracy Social Club basically flashing us with his toes. We have the guys from the Matt and Shane podcast basically showing us their assholes. I mean, seriously, great decorum. Amazing stuff there, fellas. No consideration for the audience. They just think everyone wants to see their hamstrings and bulge, or lack thereof. It's just disgusting. Put your fucking legs down or wear pants. Or get a camera that's not going to show you from the waist down. I mean, there's so many options. But to do this is a complete and direct slap in the face to everybody watching at home. It's disrespectful, fellas.
Smashed me on the comments. He was like, I hope you guys have Chinese food.
Whoa. That's what I love.
So again, our eyes are on Jim Florentine. He's not going to understand a lot of what's going on. He's just, he might be fucking high on shrooms in this episode. That very well might be a possibility.
Tom, this is what I love. This is what I love about Tom.
Who is that?
Don't hurt him. This is what I love about Tom.
So listen to Nick's analysis here, because this is so spot on. This is why Nick fell in love with Tom to begin with.
Tom, this is what I love. This is what I love about
who
Tom.
is that?
Don't hurt him. This is what I love about Tom. Is that it's schizophrenic because it doesn't make any sense. What do you mean? So Chinese people are going to come to the show, even though he's racist against
so
Chinese
funny,
people?
dude.
It doesn't make any sense.
So then I got to show we listened, dude, on the drive back from Pittsburgh this past week. We listened to "Make America and Nate again.
Yeah.
The whole way.
Fire. Amazing.
The whole way through. It's fucking crazy.
So Karl's getting a kick. Jim doesn't know whether or not he should laugh.
And Ian was in the backseat. He was the one asking.
He doesn't
for
quite
it.
understand
Finance
what's
was like,
going on.
Let's listen to it. Blah.
Karl's dying over here. I mean, his face is as red as a cherry tomato. Speaking about tomatoes, by the way, I do got to give, now look, I know a broken clock is right twice a day, but I do got to give flowers where flowers are due. And I got to give a kudos and a rare dub to Stevie Lou. I can't believe I'd ever say that.
Kudos to Win by 2
Kudos
Radio.
to Stevie Lou Radio. Stevie Lou yesterday goes on MLC podcast and is pleading with Chad. Please, Chad, think about what it is you're doing. Think about what it is you're really honestly about to do. Selling your soul over for a couple dollars. There's other options. There's other avenues you can explore. To which Chad did not take any of Stevie Lou's advice. Which on one end, I mean, you can't blame him. But on the other end, it's like, Stevie had a point. Stevie had a very good point. Again, I don't know why I brought that up, but just know a rare Stevie Lou dub. Look at Karl watching Lion Meows videos here. The Lion Meow gate here. Karl is all up in that shit, huh? That's fascinating to know. What are you doing watching Lion Meows?
Fantastic analysis there. I just love to hear other comics appreciating Tom the way I do.
Now, was that his podcast, Make America Nate?
No, that was just, What are you talking about, Jim?
No, that's his stand-up special.
Oh, okay.
Make America Nate Again. And I was so glad you guys asked him on one of these podcasts this past week why he titled his comedy show Make America Nate Again and what he thinks that means. And he basically just goes, it just rhymes with great. He did not have an answer. Just like, what does that mean? Why did you call it that? And finally, he broke him down.
Finally is the key word there.
Oh, he didn't want to give you guys an inch on anything. Vinny's just like, what about word economy? Don't you think you can do a better job?
And 5 minutes later,
again, we're following Jim.
I know. I should have pulled that clip.
Completely in the dark. Jim thought we were talking about, the greatest AC/DC record of all time. Instead, we're talking about Tom Myers' stand-up special that he did once 15 years ago.
Replay, but you've all heard it. Let's get into some jokes because this is a political show, Jim, and he starts off very Bill Maher-esque with a monologue where he's breaking down the latest political news and peppering in some punchlines.
Jim could give two flying fucks.
Hello, and
Case in
welcome to
point.
Tom Myers versus the rest of the world. A lot's been going on this week.
They're watching an opening monologue from Tom Myers, and they're going to break down every joke. Let's watch.
In a recent interview, when asked if he believed that he was upholding the Constitution of the United States, Donald Trump responded, "I don't know." To be fair, that is a lot more syllables than he's used to hearing.
That was the opener.
Who's laughing at that?
So he's got three co-hosts or guests, and he forces them to watch him do his monologue.
And laugh.
And then they feel weird if they don't laugh, because early episodes we listened to, there was no laughter at all. And it was just kind of like flat. So I think now he tells them to like crack up a little bit at this stuff.
Oh, do you, Karl?
Because they laugh at everything.
So do your boys. So does Vinny Paulino and producer Chris and the rest of them. They laugh at everything, or they try to laugh at everything you do. It's basically the same thing. You basically have yourself a Tom Myers panel level in WATP. That is fact. That is a fact.
You know, those monologue jokes, even the professionals, the guys that
So
do,
Jim's trying to keep it to the jokes. That's what he's good at. He's good at jokes and, again, telling you the discography of, Rat.
late night, they have a live audience that laughs at anything.
Of course.
Remember when Letterman would come out and would just touch his tie and people would laugh?
Yes.
So they're going to laugh, and they got a warm-up guy going, come on.
There's a sign that tells you to
laugh.
laugh.
And shit.
Sign.
So,
Yeah.
And those jokes barely were even funny.
Right.
Even the guys, and anyone still doing the Trump is an idiot jokes, none of those big shows are getting ratings anymore.
That's true. We're over it. We get it.
Yeah, we get it.
He was elected twice, so I guess
It's
some
the
people think he's
punchline.
pretty
Okay,
good.
he's stupid,
Right.
he's orange, whatever. So
Oh, well,
he's doing that in front of 3 people.
Look, we're not done yet, because if you remember, the Pope passed away recently, and there was an image.
I'll show you one more joke
Donald
from
dressed
Tom.
up as the Pope, and then he pushed that out on social media.
Right.
So Tom's got a good one for that.
See how Jim takes
Following
this one.
the funeral of Pope Francis, Trump shared an AI-generated image of himself as the Pope. I suppose you could say he qualifies a little in that he's covered up sexual assaults, but they have been against adults and women, so those are 2 disqualifying factors from him getting the job.
So I'm going to put that down under most obvious possible joke.
Classic Tom.
That's classic Tom. It gets worse.
He's been, against adults?
Yeah, he goes, could Donald be the Pope? Well, he has SA'd people,
right.
but only adult
SA'd.
women.
Can't say sexual assault. They have to say SA. You see Steel Toe do this all the time. Just the R word. SA. Or the PDF file. They can't bring themselves to say the actual words. Again, these are supposed to be shock jocks.
Be the Pope.
Modern day internet shock jocks can't say the word sexual assault or pedophile.
Well, he has SA'd people,
Right.
but only adult women.
Oh,
So the Catholic
okay.
Church, I don't know if you know about the...
Oh, I get it. Wow. All right. Shit, if I was there, it would have been a delayed laugh.
I can't even do a fake laugh like that.
Wow. All right. Shit, if I was there, it would have
It
been
almost sounds like he's doing like a Joker style laugh.
a delayed laugh.
Like a Heath Ledger, like he really practiced how to do Heath Ledger's Joker laugh. Listen to that again.
Oh.
It's very Heath Ledger-esque.
Oh, I get it. Wow. All right. Shit, if I was there, it would have been a delayed laugh.
All right, so this gets...
So, I mean, I don't know what Jim said here. Can I go back to see what Jim said here?
The Catholic Church, I don't know if you know about the...
Oh,
What did Jim say here that was so fucking brilliant? That sent Karl into a frenzy.
Wow. All right. Shit, if I was there, it would have been a delayed laugh.
Shit, if I was there, it would have been a delayed laugh. And Karl, I mean, again, it's the funniest thing he's heard all year. And again, like actual comics, people who actually do stand-up, there's nothing more that they hate than a fake laugh. A fake, nonsensical, bullshit, fill in the dead silence laugh. Watch that unfold again.
Oh,
so the Catholic Church, I don't know if you know about the...
Oh, I get it. Wow. All right. Shit, if I was there, it would have
So he does not one, but 2 fake. I mean, this is bizarre.
been a delayed laugh.
He's folding his hands like...
All right, so this gets way worse when he tries to tag it.
It gets
Using
way
that
worse.
logic, Michael Jackson would make a better
I'd
Pope
go on a limb and say Tom Myers is way better than Karl.
than Donald Trump now, and he's dead.
What I love about this is that, and he's dead, is a punchline, just not to that joke.
So Karl now breaking down stand-up comedy, or comedy just in general, not even stand-up, just comedy. He's telling us where the punchline should be, where they shouldn't be. Let's listen to this.
Right.
So he's trying to impress his comic friend here, Jim Florentine. He's trying to show Jim, hey, look, Jim, hey, James, know a little bit about comedy. I can be a comic.
And he said, using that logic, what logic? The thing you just said?
And he's like over-explaining the joke here. I mean, this is quite bizarre. Laughing. Jim doesn't understand what's going on. He's like, I know what stand-up is. I do stand-up. I don't need the joke explained. I'm good. You got any blow? Is Jenny Jingles naked upstairs? Can I go pleasure her, please? Because we all know you ain't.
That woman loved it.
You know who lost kids?
Jim Florentine really is just confused here. I don't know if it's because of his age or because Karl really sucks or both. Jim doesn't know what to do. He has no clue what to do.
And using that logic, what logic?
You don't know if he should lick his lips, which he's doing right now, bite his cheek, caress his mic, drink a sip of water, get up and maybe, take a lap around the chair.
You just said?
He hears laughter, but there's nothing funny leaving the mouth.
But that woman loved it.
You know who lost kids? Catholics and Michael Jackson. Yeah, they sure do. Got him.
Now, does the women that are there, are they part of the show too later in the show?
No, Jim. They're they're, what are they called? They're victims. They're, what are they called? Slaves?
Yeah. After the monologue, they all started having discussions about political events.
So they realize, all right, if I want to be on the show, I gotta fake laugh early, and then I can get my shit in later.
The delay,
what Karl is doing right
the
now.
delay of the laughter too is my favorite part because he'll hit the punchline and then they'll go. I guess that's the end of the joke.
I actually, for a while, didn't think they were live people. I thought they were drops.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, just the timing of it is.
So like Aaron Himmeldt hitting stupid fucking applause every 3 seconds.
Is
like that.
there video of this when they're laughing?
No.
Oh,
He
it's
doesn't
only
put the
audio.
video out.
Okay.
And no, it's really depressing.
Is it?
So
that's depressing?
I'd like to see the video where he's kicking him.
Yeah.
Right at the punchline.
All right, so NPR, they're threatening to defund PBS and NPR.
Okay, I'm done with Tom Myers. I'm done with Karl. I'm done with Jim Florentine. There you have it. I just wanted to do a little Karl material because I wanted to do it on the last show, and I simply did not have the time of day. I want to move into this Chad Zumock stuff.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm a bitch.
If you'd allow me to. Before we could go on to his week that was, I mean, one of the worst weeks for a Mudshark. I mean, we've literally watched in live time Chad's basically start. I mean, we've watched the evolution of Chad. I mean, if you can even call it that. I mean, it's the evolution and the de-evolution of Chad all in one. I mean, it really is incredible. Or at least for me, I've watched Chad at his lowest. I've watched Chad get a little bit of notoriety, get a little bit of people paying a little bit of mind and interest into Chad, the Black Eye saga, the fallout of MLC, not once, not twice, but 3 different times. Watched it all. We watched his, what's it called? The Mudshark redemption arc take place and then completely fizzle out. Back to buying fake pairs of Jordans, eating Arby's all the live long day, drinking Tito's every day, all day long. And now teaming up and really, I mean, they call it bending the knee. He bent way more than just a knee. I mean, Chad basically bent over and spread his ass cheeks for Melton to, well, have his way with. But before we get into the Chad Super Tip saga in the week that was, I want to go back to last week. And this is from Chad Zumock, courtesy, kudos to Chad Zumock and his Wet Brain Follies from May 27. Now, this was when Chad was called out from buying these fake pairs of Jordans. It was incredible. I watched this last night once through. I'm like, I have to view this, and I have to give Chad Zumock his flowers. Epic stuff here from the Booze Man, Zumock. Let's check it out. Wet Brain Follies, May 27, 2025. I think I'm going to refill my beverage. You might as well while you're at it, too.
My name is Chad Zumock. I was a wet brain for sure. And I'll tell you why this is nuts. Let me pull it up. Here we go.
Credible. Okay, great.
Wait,
St.
hold on.
Pete's, let's move on, Aaron.
Why is that
I went to Hulk Hogan's Clearwater Beach shop.
What is going on? I'm already having technical errors over here. Here we go. This should work, hopefully. Your stickers, everything should be there. I even put lanyards in. I still have lanyards. I hooked you up, dog. In fact, I'm giving away a shirt to the next Super Chatter. I'm giving away, we're doing it shirt in black. I'm out of gray. Black's better anyway. I'm wearing one right now. So next person to Super Chat, you get a free shirt just for the hell of it. I don't care how much it is. I've been eating like shit. Oh, by the way, Detroit by Dark, I went to Arby's to get Arby's sauce after the show. And I finished those Arby's sandwiches. So thank you very much for sending those Arby's sandwiches my way. They were delicious. I've been eating like shit ever since Rocco brought KFC on my mind. My diet is out the window. I was on such a good fucking routine, but it's all gone. We are live on Rumble right now. We're rumbling. We're rumbling. If you're over on Rumble, come on over to the YouTube, hit subscribe, get a membership, gift the membership, be about it. Thank you, Joliet Joel. Oh, we got somebody on Rumble. Look, this is a Rumble guy. Nick is a fucking cunt and he lost. Wow. Wow. That's from Rumble. McBuster. I really do want to thank everyone that participates in my program, my show every day. We're not the biggest show by any means. Never claimed to be. I don't know if we're the best show. I don't know what we are. But you guys make this thing go. You really do. And I do look forward to seeing you guys every day. It's part of my routine. I heard Kevin Brennan talking about how it's part of his routine. It's a part of my routine. I enjoy doing this. There are some days where I can't wait to do it. And I look forward to seeing you guys, like Doodle. I really do. Dick Fitzwell, Bill from Jersey, Miss Tay, wherever she's been. I look forward to seeing you people. And I'm being sincere because, you know, you guys make the show. The show's not about me.
Oh, Chad's being sincere.
I'm not even in it. The show's about all of you.
It's about you.
And I know a lot of people come here just to see guys like Vince Griswold or, you know, Ken Mosca or Deadpool. And I appreciate you guys. And when I do meet you guys in person, it's cool. Like when I met Deadpool and I met Granny and Little Lemmy and all them in person and Joey C, it was a nice time. You know,
was it genuinely a nice? I'd ask you this: was it genuinely a nice time, or was it a nice time because they were giving you money? If they didn't give you money, would it still be a nice time? Would you still even hang out with those people? No, I'd venture to guess no, because everything you do is based around making an extra shekel or two. It's almost as bad as Aaron Emhole. At least, again, Aaron admits he's a shameless, worthless, scum of the earth, e-begging, panhandling piece of trash. At least he admits that. You, put up all this smoke and mirrors as if you're not that thing. You are that thing. You just can't admit it to yourself. Sick. It's some sick, demented shit, if you ask me.
Too bad Stuttering John got my gig canceled, but it was really nice. It was a good time. And I hope to meet you guys down the road. It won't be at Hackamania. I'm never going to do that. But maybe there'll be an event.
I'm never going to do Hackamania ever in my life. Why is Chad a southern, stoner? I'm never going to do Hackamania a day in my life. Why am I doing that? Anyway, you hear it there. I'd almost go on a limb now. I said it before, I'll say it again. Prediction. Chad will be at Hackamania 3. Will, in fact, be at Hackamania 3. Fact.
Somewhere, or you'll come out to one of my shows. And I do look forward to meeting you. I almost met Crumbum. He was supposed to come to my show this weekend. And he fucking said, go fuck yourself. No, he had to work. But honestly, thank you so much for making this a part of my life. I'm being sincere when I say this. I really do thank you. I mean, you guys have blessed me to do this for almost 3 years now. It's been a good source of revenue. You've given me reason to do this.
The foreshadowing in this clip is incredible. And I don't know if Zumach intentionally did that, but if you did, I mean, bravo. Bravo the fuck up.
You crowdfunded the show. You made the show happen. And it's not lost upon me, and I'm very grateful for it. I really am. And this is, honest to God, the truth. And today's one of those days. I was thinking about it last night. I was like, I'm very lucky. And a lot of you guys have been here from the get-go. Bill from Jersey, Doodle, you guys have been here since day one, and I can't thank you enough. And hopefully we'll continue to grow this thing. Like I said, we have changes coming. We're going to do a whole rebrand. I have ideas. I talked to Sam Tripoli on the phone for like an hour yesterday about some things I want to do. I mean, the structure will still be here. It's just going to be a different thing.
Sam Tripoli is the reason why Chad's doing all this. Sam suggested, hey, Chad, you should probably go in a different direction. Why do you want to be so bitter all the time? Why do you want to hold on to this negative energy? Which one, I guess, could view it as like a negative, bitter thing, but it's only if you take it and internalize all of it. If you're just simply having fun, cracking some wise, and just having some fun along the way, there's nothing to be bitter about. Which is funny how he's only been talking to Sam Tripoli now for 2 weeks, and Sam's got him to completely rebrand and change, everything. The show name. I heard Chad, I think, even discuss he might change his actual name. It's really insane.
It's going to take some time. I'm actually still looking for production work. If you're interested, a lot of people have emailed me, and I'm going over all of it. I'm taking my time. A lot of people. So if I haven't responded, it's not that I didn't see it. I'm just taking my time, really trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm carefully trying to strategically figure out how to do this.
If I didn't see your email, it's not because I didn't want to respond. It's just because I'm carefully, strategically planning every little last detail out. I got to make sure that everything is the way I need it to be. Like, what? Okay, I guess. So what's... Dog, you're changing the name of your podcast, and that's it. It's basically it. Is it really that hard to answer emails while changing the name of your show? Maybe it is. I don't know.
Once you rebrand, there's no going back. There is, but I don't want to. But thank you, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. Gratitude. Thank you. Oh, my God. Oh, here it is. Look at this freeze frame of Melton.
Your new business partner. Yeah. Eggplant in the mouth. That's your new business partner.
But he stick a cock in his mouth already.
We made fun of Chad's Nikes and said they were fake. And Chad took down this video.
Listen to this. Melton's lying.
It's just gone. It's not here anymore.
That's your boss.
Look at this. All Chad does is put up old videos. These are just years.
That's not true. That's just simply not true. In theory, yes, it is true. Every video you post is technically an old video. So, yeah, it is true.
Years gone by.
Now, there's a lot of videos that are current. Some stand-up. There's me at the Denver Comedy Works from last month.
An old video in the past. It's a past video. There's actually no way you can post a future or present video. It's impossible.
There's a video of
unless you live stream. And even in that case, you guys are hearing what I'm saying now, like 5 seconds from now. I've already moved on and said some other wild shit. You know, Jew, Kanye, Hail Hitler. So it's physically impossible.
In the parking lot of my gig.
They all made fun of me that I was like showing an unboxing
Mimic
shoes.
doing
I wanted
Morocco's impression.
At age 50.
No, we're just doing you.
I took the video.
That is what you sound like.
Down.
A burnt out stoner with no brain cells left.
I took the video down.
Listen to this. Listen to
because
this.
it wasn't funny. It wasn't playing well. It didn't have a lot of views. I was making fun of unboxing videos.
Oh my God, this is incredible.
I pulled out a condom out of it and it just wasn't playing well. So I took it down. It had nothing to do with you at all. Nothing.
So Chad's excuse. So Chad gets called out. Chad, okay, first of all, Chad, we have to remember, brags about buying these Jordans to Ashley Cummings live on his show. Brags. Ashley, you're never going to believe my new purchase. I got some red bottom Jordans. They're the sickest things in sliced bread. Chad goes on to brag. Can't wait to get in these Jordans. It took him an extra month to order these Jordans. Finally gets the Jordans, does an unboxing, and it turned out that they were completely fake. So what does Chad do in response of the fake unboxing video? Well, he deletes it. He deletes the unboxing video. And now he's claiming that the reason why the video was taken down and deleted was because it wasn't playing well. The viewership wasn't there. It sucked. It just wasn't good. Was it that, or was it because you got called out for buying fake shoes and tried to pass it off as a real pair of Jordans? Look how emotional this motherfucker's about to get. Mind you, this is a 50-year-old male getting worked up and emotional over some shoes.
It just wasn't getting good numbers. So I said, delete. Melton, I'm going to say this right now, and all you diehard NLO fans, I don't give a fuck if they're real or if they're fake. I don't give a fuck. They're amazing. They look good. They feel good. And I remember when I bought those shoes, I wish they had a red bottom. And I found them online with a red bottom. So I bought them for $175. So you guys, they're fake. I don't give a fuck. I just like the colors.
I like the colors.
They look good. I don't have tattoos. So I wear loud colors. I wear loud shirts. I wear loud things on stage.
And before he even gets to the comparison here, you're wearing black. That is not a loud color. Black is actually the opposite of a loud color. Black is not even a color. It's void of all color is what black is. It's the opposite of loud colors. And you wear black all the time.
Shoes. Loud pants.
Comparison right here. Black t-shirt and camouflage pants with a fake pair of Jordans. Your shoes aren't even tight. Look at this. Again, this is how high schoolers dress. This is bizarre, man. This is truly bizarre. Loud colors. Yeah. This is extra loud. Extra loud.
4 pairs of cargo pants, camouflage cargo. I love them. They're comfortable. They're loud. They're obnoxious.
They're not. I mean, they are. They are, but not for the reasons why you think they're loud and obnoxious. Imagine seeing a 50-year-old male who's not a Marine or an Army vet wearing camouflage pants. It's
Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He's 62 years old. He's my spirit animal. The guy's 6'2", wears whatever the fuck he wants, runs around like a maniac. I love that. I strive to be that. So I can.
Chris in the chat for 2 Canadian. Shout out, Chris. Says, can we mod Mr. Z? That bro is a team player. NAH. The only thing I'd say to that, I don't mind doing it necessarily, but some people just don't want the mod. So, Mr. Z, if you're interested in modding the channel, reach out privately. If you could, please. Thank you.
I can live long and wear whatever the fuck I want whenever I want. So you say, he's 50. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. My life is perfectly designed to do whatever I want, whenever I want, at any given moment. Like I said, I can get in my car right now and just drive. That's how it is. That's how I want to live my life. Like I said, I don't have tattoos. I don't like tattoos. So I'll wear loud clothes. I've never acted my age. I never will. So if you guys think for a second you got me, you didn't. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if they're real or fake. I like them. I like the colors. They look good. They're cool as fuck. I'm not a sneakerhead. I don't collect sneakers. I don't.
And it goes on to say, this is for sure the actions of a man who doesn't give a fuck.
Go to conventions. I have 10 pairs of shoes. I wear them. The shows. Around. Out. I don't give a fuck. If they're authentic or not. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't. I'm not a sneakerhead, okay? I don't collect. I buy into wear. So, Melton, if this is your content, you have nothing.
So, I mean, I guess that justifies you buying fake shoes because you're not a sneakerhead. You just buy them to wear, so you could just buy fake shoes. And if you really didn't care, why would you delete the video? I mean, Chad, you literally have an excuse for everything.
You got nothing, dog. So come at me. What else do you got?
It says, well, he did just make you spaz for 5 minutes.
What else? Besides 7 hours of steel toe, what else?
Mind you, this is his boss now.
What else do you have? By the way, when I met Melton in AC, he had like red, obnoxious Nikes, Air Maxes.
Nikes.
What's your next subject? What's your content? Are you okay? Are you okay?
Oof. He's losing it, folks.
Are you going to do another deep dive on that? I want you to. What's the Rumble link? Good question. I don't know. G-Rob, you have it? It's up there. Rumble is up there. Somebody in the chat have my Rumble link? I'll put it on the screen. I don't know what my Rumble link is. I really don't. I got to give it up for myself. I've been doing some really good shows as of late. If you're a fan of the Public Access show, I just did a great one with Tony Mazur. We did one on restaurants. We're going to keep it theme-based.
It cuts over to the Public Access show from Chad. It looks like it made $8, 37 likes, less than 400 views.
But the last couple of shows I've done, I've really been happy with them. We did the Brody Stevens tribute show. I had Steve Simone on the phone, told some great Brody stories. Sam Tripoli's been on. Ellen Ripley, 714, thanks to the $2. Is April under your desk? I miss her. I wish. I wouldn't mind getting a blowjob from April. I'm being honest.
I wouldn't mind getting a blowjob from April.
I'm so dry.
I mean, imagine saying these words.
Under your desk. I miss her. I wish. I wouldn't mind getting a blowjob from April. I'm being honest. Dislabeled Citizen M is a loser who
just
wishes
being honest.
Makes jizz. Oh my God. I saw that clip of that pot awful guy talking to Citizen M on the fucking... Dude, Citizen M sounds like a fucking faggot.
Wow.
Citizen M, I know you're a troll. You don't like me, and I'm good with that. But you sound like a fucking faggot, period.
Holy shit.
You lost all credibility of being a troll, because we know what you sound like, motherfucker. Like a bitch. Chad, those are fake 11s. You must know. I like the color, dog. I don't know what to tell you, Barry. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. They look cool. I like them. I still paid $175 for them, so I don't give a shit. Yeah, we
spent $175 for a fake pair of shoes.
I don't watch Carmack X. I don't watch him. I have no interest in Carmack X. You know?
A few moments
and
later.
Then it cuts.
Wah, wah.
This is another Melton. This is Chad Zumock here.
Listen to this. Now, this is where it gets good. The foreshadowing is incredible here. Beloved Chatter coming in for $1.99 says, Chad retired from YouTube last week. What happened? Going down the fucking tubes, man. Going down the tubes. The Kumia Cuck Z-Man brand fake shoeing guy is no more. I can't wait to see what Chad does. If it's anything like the show I'm going to show you from, I think, what was it, 2 days ago, where he's basically playing poll the audience poll, please. Who's funnier, A or B? Vote now. For 2 hours. If it's anything like that, it's gold, dude. I think you should do that every episode. Just do compare and contrast, have the audience vote, and that should be your entire show. Listen to this, though, because he's going to claim, thank you, beloved, for the $1, what's that, $1, $2, $3, $1, $6, $7, $1.99. Thank you. He's going to claim here, Karmic X is the biggest Melton dick rider, nut polisher, ball pincher, basically all time, because of the super tips and because of him talking shit on Melton and then accepting the super tips. Let's listen.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
This is
He can
another
go fuck
Melton sim.
himself.
This is Chad
Fuck him.
Zumock here.
Fuck
This is a Melton sim. This is a fucking.
Check us out back. Oh, we already read
This is fucking fuck that guy. He's a piece of shit.
And Ghostface, he's on the outs. He's
Chris for 2 says, Mr. Z has accepted. Wrench the man blade. All right, I got it right after this. Right after this. Thank you, Chris. Mr. Z, prepared to be a mod here on the show. All right, check it out. Thank you, Chris.
I reached out to him about possibly wanting to come on my show, and he kind of blew me off. So I'm like, yeah, I didn't really want you on anyway. You pretty much rip off. All these guys are just ripping me off.
Yeah.
Fucking Dan, Win by 2, Carmex X. It's like, get your own fucking persona already. Do your own thing. Doodle says you have 2 channels playing your show on Rumble. That's interesting. That's cool. I have 2 channels going on with Rumble right now. Go over to Rumble. Jump in there. Have fun. Hit that like button. We're at 248 people between Rumble and YouTube. Let's get that bitch over to 300. Every time he comes to New York and he has Jim on, he's feeling himself. He's really rooting for himself. Nobody celebrates Anthony Cumia more than Anthony Cumia.
Right, except, and this is brilliant, except Chad celebrating himself. Fact.
And that's a fucking fact.
He can't see it, man. I don't know if he's too dumb or too ignorant, but he can't see everything out of this guy's mouth is just projection. It's basically the Aaron Emholt effect. It's everything you say, you're projecting onto others because you feel you can't admit it to yourself, or you feel so bad about a certain thing. You can't admit it. You can't admit it to yourself. So you project it on the others, and you act as if others are doing the thing that you hate the most about yourself. Chad, you celebrate yourself all the time. You're always going over your accolades and everything you've done, all the people you've worked with, Tosh and Florentine and Brewer and blah, 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 blah. I did this set, I did that set. I was pretty much running LA with Sam Triplett. It's like, no one gives a fuck. I mean, what are you doing now? Besides spiraling out of control, eating Arby's all day, washing that down with a nice mouthful of Tito's. Incredible. Yeah, and here, even in his tweets, my podcast is literally better than anyone's. I killed it. I also booked Ghost Killer on the fly. On the fly. Oh, Jesus. Look how, read this bottom one. Look how fat and depressed I was. I lived in Los Angeles. My brain was marinating in Tito's. It still is. It still currently is. And I was completely lost. It's been a long journey and hard work to get back to a healthy place, mentally and physically. Chad, do 5 push-ups, and then I'll never cover a second of you ever again. Thanks for your continued support. It goes on to more here. Check this out. Today's show was an absolute banger, or was another banger. Get yourself a membership and watch. Jesus Christ. Today's show is so good, I would be I almost lost all faith in humanity after this. This is a tweet from an actual person. Today's show was so good, I will be replaying it in its entirety tonight. So Chad did a stream earlier on May 23rd, the afternoon of May 23rd. Thought it was so goddamn riveting. He pulled it down and live replayed it, 4 or 5 hours later. I've never seen anything quite like that. I mean, that's truly amazing stuff. Today's show was phenomenal, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on. The contradiction is strong with this one.
Anthony Cumia will be the first to tell you how great he's doing. I mean, follow him on social media. He can't stop tweeting. He's on there all day fucking long, him and Missy B. Tweeting non-stop, posting photos of his dog like a bitch, like a 16-year-old girl would do. Look at him go away, scurry away. Just running back to Reddit, aren't ya?
Said beat it pores. Now, again, the foreshadowing is that's all Chad has, is the quote-unquote pores.
Running back to Reddit, anonymously, under your screen names.
Without the pores, Chad doesn't have a show.
I love it. I love it. It's good. It's the best. Oh, wow. They just left.
I mean,
let's get ourselves a little palate cleanser, would ya? Since we're gonna switch gears. 70 Spider-Man action. Where are we today? What's Spidey up to? Nicholas Hammond. Let's take a look.
One of the staple. This is one of the bits I'm gonna truly miss at the Cumia Cucks conglomerate. Is the in the middle of talking about all of the biggest cucks that surround the nut polish Cumia, we get doused in, we get graced with 70 Spider-Man. For what reason, I don't know. There's barely any commentary. We just watch it and act as if it's normal and what we're supposed to be viewing.
Oh, he's breaking in.
But I don't know why anybody would want to live in a place like this. So let's get what we came for, clear out.
There's no action.
You just like watch TV on this. It's truly incredible. We just watch TV on this podcast.
Where's the action? I picked the wrong clip. This is boring.
You know, it is really weird to know everything about an apartment you've never been in.
We're watching a Jonathan Geyer boxing video.
Awesome. Share. Share
he goes
with other
right.
people. The goal is to reach as many people
Is this
as possible
Geyer right here?
help.
Oh, he's got a goal too.
Yeah, this is
I guess
Geyer.
the goal is big in Minnesota. You got to have a goal in Minnesota. I have a goal. If I get 50 super chats, I'll quit podcasting for the entire year.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
I'm being sincere when I say this. I really do thank you. I mean, you guys have blessed me to do this for almost 3 years now. It's been a good source of revenue. You've given me reason to do this. You crowdfunded the show. You made the show happen. And it's not lost upon me, and I'm very grateful for it. I really am. And this is, honest to God, the truth. Look, I'm not joking. It's 8 minutes away from my house, the meat market.
The meat
market. He lives a half mile from me. Shiloh Sanders, Deion Sanders' kid.
Doxed.
I've seen him twice already riding my bike.
Doxed.
I wanted to get a photo with him, but he's half my age, so that'd feel weird. Why was Shiloh Sanders riding your bike? No, I was riding my bike. I just saw him out front of his place.
Your call has been forwarded to voice.
Bet you guys want to know who that was. I'm not telling. Actually, I'm. Yo, hold on. Can you hear me?
Chad.
Godfrey, you're on the air. You're on my podcast.
Oh, here we go. What happened? You're on my podcast. It's Chad Zumock. What's up?
I was just watching a clip.
So Godfrey just clowns him right to his face.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. Do you know who Mario Bosco is?
Get checking in with you, man. I just saw your post about the Apollo, dude.
And this is an interesting little zoom in here. It says Chad getting the alcoholic shakes. Watch. At first, it doesn't look like much. Watch when the zoom in actually goes full zoom. You could definitively see Chad. I mean, really tremoring out of control here.
Fucking amazing, man.
It's either that, Chad Zumock, or he's shaking in fear talking to comedian Godfrey here. Look at this.
You're gonna rock that house, man. Keep doing great work, brother. Keep kicking ass. Always supporting you, man. Always rooting for you to win. But the fucking Apollo, come on, man. I love it. I do. Keep killing it.
That is actually alarming. No man should be shaking this much.
Congrats on that. Yeah, man. Finally. Holy shit.
You're doing the fucking Apollo?
The Apollo, man.
That's amazing.
Shit. Yeah, it's good.
Dude, congratulations, man. That's awesome. What is it, June 12th?
June 12th.
I might come out to see that.
Man, yeah, Chad, I'm there. June 12th, man.
I think
It's a Thursday. It's a Thursday.
That is fucking cool, man. So all that.
It's so cool.
Like Kobe and Jordan did. You need a leader. You have to have one. And he literally came out of his shell second half. I was like, wow.
My friend Chad leaving. There we go. Godfrey gets a little long-winded. I knew he has the gift of gab. This was funny. Do your plugs, Godfrey. That was very funny.
So
Thanks
funny.
for the super sticker. That was nice of you. Chandler was throwing
I guess,
his money around back in the day, making us do dumb things. I was all for it. I'll do it again. I don't give a fuck.
I didn't even work out now.
I'll jump in a pool for
$1,000.
1,000.
Now,
Now I'll do it with my shirt off. Now that I'm not a fat piece of shit anymore. Now I'll do it without my shirt.
Yeah, Chandler, give me money so I could jump in a pool again, please.
Opening is awful. I know Rocco made it for him, but it's so bad. The sad part is it sticks in your head, so I guess it works.
But it actually kind of works.
you guys, yeah. Everyone grab their
Now he's singing it.
Even the opening's making fun of Ray.
pink comforter.
Well, are you serious? Wait a second. Stop. You mean to tell me that this opening the entire time was making fun of Ray? Oh, you don't say.
Yeah. Everyone grab their
Even the opening's making fun of Ray.
pink comforter.
I had no idea.
I got the worst haircut.
Rocco, why don't you do an opening for me? Let's go.
Yeah,
I had
man,
no
3,000
clue.
hits, and then he tied in a plank.
Yeah, Flimsy Greenberg was being a cunt to me on Twitter. I blocked him. Just being a complete dick for no reason. I didn't do anything to him.
A plane crash.
We learned no one called the drunk dial hotline. No, I have some drunk dial hotline. I just haven't. I didn't do. I try to mix it up.
Yeah.
We learned Chad needs to get back.
I try
his
to
healthy
mix it
diet.
up.
I do. I'm a fat fuck. At this point, you're just trolling me, and it's fine. Just troll me all you want.
I don't know what's happening there, but the audio is only coming out of one headphone. Chad Zumock, ladies and gentlemen. Again, leaving you wanting more. A good Chad Zumock video always leaves me wanting the next Wet Brain Folly episode. Go give him a sub, a like if you're into the Chad material here. Let's continue on. Let's get into the week that was Chad Zumock. Let's start off here, actually. We're going to start by his emergency show. I'm just going to play a couple quick little snippets here. We're going to show you one of his most insane shows to date, where he's, again, doing this poll of who is and who isn't the funniest. And then we're going to show you yesterday's MLC appearance, followed by, I think, NLO, bending the knee, I guess, if you can even call it that. But before we do, I made a promise to Mr. Z. You better not fuck me over, Mr. Z. There will be hell to pay. There will be hell to pay. But as of right now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Let's give a warm welcome to one of your new mods here on this channel, Mr. Z. Congrats, sir. Congrats. Your services are appreciated here at the 2. Kudos to Mr. Z. Kudos to myself.
Kudos to Win by 2 Radio.
Obviously, kudos to myself. Welcome in, Mr. Z. Wield that wrench. Wield that power. And just, I don't know. I didn't really have a speech prepared for this, but just do well with it, Mr. Z. Fix some bolts and whatever else you fix with a wrench. Go beat someone up with it. It's not my problem now. Welcome in, Mr. Z. Let's get into the other Z guy here, Chad Zumock. And this was the day, I believe, he found out his life was flipped and turned upside down. Check this out. Emergency podcast featuring Chad Zumock.
Florida's greatest, coming live and direct from Tampa, Florida, coming in hot.
So this was Is this Chad's new intro?
And all of a sudden, stepmom starts coming on to him. I'm like, all right. Comics start canceling other comics. That's disgusting.
Love new intros.
Chad, you're not Kmart ready. All aboard.
Yeah.
I'm glad there's a balcony so I can get assassinated later. I haven't always been a celebrity is what I'm trying to say. You're such a bad comedian. Probably the worst I've ever seen or heard.
So he's already abandoned, I guess, the AI intro where everyone's just washing a AI ball.
Like you're a Make-A-Wish Foundation kid. You should fucking quit now.
There you have it. Is it? You fucking guy. His name is Chad Zumock. Give him a hand, everybody. Give him a hand.
Yo, can you hear me?
No, we can't.
Hello?
I can't hear you.
The fuck?
Yeah, I can't. There's
I'll
no.
call you right back.
Yeah, there's nothing happening. Can't hear you.
Jesus Christ.
Check.
Got a lot to get to. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, so like a mini stroke or an orgasm, or he's actually withdrawing from alcohol. Listen
a lot
to this.
to get to. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God.
So this is Chad on Sunday, finding out that he can no longer make any money on YouTube. Now, whether that's true or not remains to be seen. Again, knowing Chad and following Chad's basically every move for the past almost 3 years, I would almost just assume that there's some sort of work involved. Chad's notoriously known for always stating that he didn't lie. We just ran with it. He just put something out there and we just ran with it, but he didn't lie. And every time when he's confronted with the truth, well, he always tells the truth. So how could he possibly tell a lie? So I just automatically assume anything Chad ever says, especially having firsthand experience trying to work with him in Atlantic City, everything isn't the way it seems with Chad. There's always something going on. He's really big into wrestling, really big into Rowdy Piper. And I just always think that there's some sort of work or wool trying to be pulled over my eyes when dealing with Chad directly. And at the very least, he's just lying. Let's watch.
See if this works.
So automatically goes right to a call.
Your call has been forwarded to voice.
To which he gets the FU button.
See if he calls back. Hey guys.
What happened to Chad's nose? Yeah, he has picked up drinking, but has he gotten that drunk already where he's fallen on his face yet again? Not a good look. You're never going to believe this.
Here we go.
Sammy T.
Yo.
Tripoli's calling.
You're on the
Sam Tripoli saved in Chad's contacts as Sammy T.
air. I'm sorry, I'm podcasting right now. Hello?
What happened?
I just got an email.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're on the air, so just letting you know.
Okay.
I got
you're live streaming on a Sunday on the Lord's Day?
Yeah, I'm doing it on the Lord's Day because it's an emergency of what happened. It went down.
Oh, is this an emergency podcast, dude? Are you okay?
I'm not, actually. I'm not. This is scary shit.
What happened?
Somebody reported my content to Google AdSense. I got an email from YouTube saying the AdSense accounts associated with your YouTube channel has been suspended without an active.
So Chad claims that somebody reported him. Again, there's no factual evidence backing that claim up. If there was, he would show it. And I don't think he does. I think he shows the email, but it doesn't say somebody reported your claim or somebody reported your AdSense to Google. That didn't happen. So he's already trying to paint this boogeyman character. So if you have a boogeyman, we're now at war, and now it's me versus them, and you got to support me. Fuck that guy, and so on and so forth. He really starts to make a case. I think somebody puts it in the chat like as like a goof. They're like, Alex Stein was behind it. He is a Steinberg after all. And he completely runs with it. And he almost convinces himself that Alex Stein was behind this reporting. So I'd either say it's one, it's fake views, which is kind of interesting that the fake view theory, Chad has been having, I'd say 350 plus on YouTube, 350 plus. But I think yesterday or the day before, whenever he went on last by himself, his numbers were under 220 the entire time. So was he buying fake views and got caught for it? Is it somehow an elaborate ruse? Did Chad deactivate his fucking monetization to go on super tips? The theories are endless. All we do know is Chad did bitch out and is joining the super tip system. And I know a lot of people are going to say that's a great savvy business move by the Mud Shark. This is a good thing for the Mud Shark. Again, I'd argue against that 10 times out of 10. There's other avenues. There's PayPal, there's Venmo, there's Cashapp, there's Stream Elements, there's your own, like you could set up your own little basic, I mean, like I set up my own AI super tip system for about 3 shows and realized it was just too much of a distraction. You know, I had the characters, the Meltons, the Steel Toes, the Trumps, the Kamala Harris. It was just too much of a distraction, but there's other avenues is my point. You don't have to join your biggest detractor, somebody you talk shit on basically every day for the better part of a year and a half. You don't need to run to that person the second you get demonetized. There's Rumble. Mersh does, decent for himself, being Rumble exclusive. I mean, if you went to Rumble, simulcast it on YouTube, threw up your PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, use the Athena AI, which is the program I used via Stream Elements. Use Stream Elements as a way to put up your own sort of domain and custom fucking donating link, essentially, is what Stream Elements provides. It basically just gives you a link to donate, and that payout goes to your PayPal. The point is there's a million different ways you could have went about doing this and monetizing your show further past the super tips and memberships. But you chose the easy approach because that is what you do best. You can't be bothered. You're too lazy. You don't want to have to put in the work, and you've admitted this. It's not me just talking shit. You've admitted this. You don't want to put in the work. You're too lazy to do anything. So instead of putting in the work, you're bitching out and sucking the dick from one Patrick Melton to get his super tip system. You guys had a nice 2-hour conversation last night. Or 2 nights ago. It's all just very sick shit, man. It all is just very sick, fake. I don't like fake. It's one thing I don't like. A liar and somebody being fake. And basically a liar is just somebody being fake, essentially. I cannot stand for fake. It's, again, why I stopped liking pro wrestling. After you find out Christmas is fake, it really takes out, or Santa Claus is fake, it really takes out the magic in Christmas. So it's just like, the whole notion about saying you're one thing and then being a completely different person is kind of bizarre to me and ludicrous. Let's watch it.
Why? You cannot monetize YouTube. For information about AdSense account, why it got suspended, account suspended for AdSense, country restrictions and policy violations.
Uh-oh.
What happened? What do you think it was?
I don't know. I'm so confused right now. But I can't.
So lost in the sauce.
They suspended all memberships. I can't get super chats.
Oh, man.
It's so vague. Somebody reported it.
Yeah, somebody.
The channel's still here. I still have.
Can you fight it?
No, they said you can't appeal or anything. They said that it's temporarily suspended, so there's a chance they'll lift suspension up, but they said it could last up to 60 days.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's fucking scary, man.
Yeah. What do you think it was?
I don't know. They reported my Patreon, and I'm still thinking, Stuttering John was behind that, but I'm under attack, dog. They're coming after me.
I'm under attack. Jesus Christ.
I know, dude.
Spoken like Alex Jones. I'm under attack from the globalists. The globalists are trying to shut me down. Chad, you're talking about Aaron's cuckold adventures and Nick Rekieta's cum. Patrick Melton's welts. Nobody's coming after you, dog. Nobody is coming after you. Fact.
Dangerous.
But
Sam Tripoli, it's dangerous, man. You got to watch yourself. It's dangerous. It's not. Chad, chances are Chad broke the rules or is lying, one of the two. And this is why we're in the position that he's in. You're not under attack. No one's attacking Chad. I hate this victim mentality shit. You want to be the mud shark, and the second things get spicy, they're attacking me. I can't anymore. I'm under attack. It's D-Day. I'm being invaded. You're not. You're not being invaded. Trust me.
I'm fucked, man, because this is a huge.
That is true. You are fucked.
Revenue portion for me. I don't know.
I understand.
Yeah, so just be careful, man.
You'll be back.
Well, yeah, wish me luck, but just we all have to be careful, even if we don't like each other. We gotta be.
Now's the time for us to really be careful, and especially if we don't like each other, we really need to watch each other's backs now.
And I've always said
we don't. We're fine over here.
This is like you. Okay.
Hey, shut those kids up, Sam.
All right, I gotta go, buddy. My kid needs me.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Wow. Imagine trying to be a good father.
Bye.
I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry you're going through this.
I'll keep you updated.
Call you later.
All right, Sam. Later.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. I'm under attack.
You're not. Okay. So I can't stomach this anymore. And again, he goes on to say that it possibly was Alex Stein. Like he's convinced himself of this. So that was Chad basically on Sunday. See what some people are saying. Chad thinks Tripoli cares about him. Well, that's what's hilarious. I'm under attack, dog. Says, nice podcast, stupid. Shades Cal says, this is the perfect opportunity for him to get over there with Patrick on super tips. That's what he wants. This is what he's doing. This is what he's doing. This is exactly what he's doing, Shades Cal. So we go, that was Chad on Sunday. We're going to go to Chad, I think, on Wednesday. This is one of the most insane, I don't even know if you could call it a podcast. This is the most insane YouTube video I think I've ever seen from somebody who calls himself the Mud Shark. Again, 2 hours, 17 minutes of who's funnier. You vote via poll. Check it out. Chad Zumock. Now, again, if this is any foreshadowing for his show to come, for his future rebrand, for his new endeavors in podcasting, this is a total W, actually, for Chad. This is a total win for the Zumach. And I really think he should lean all into game show style performances and letting the audience vote. I think you should do that every show. I think it would be, really amazing for your brand. Just be like a game show host, but on YouTube. It would really suit you. The Mud Shark Games, kind of like Squid Games and the Hunger Games, but just call it the Mud Shark Games. Shark Games. There it is. Shark Games. And basically just do everything you did in this episode every day, 7 days a week. And surely that would really take off. I think Joe Rogan might be interested at that point. Big podcast, maybe even big TV networks, big, what do they call it? Big media. The ABCs and the NBCs and the CNNs and the SEC. Yeah, all those conglomerate will be, all those media companies, those conglomerates will be into you, Chad. Keep doing it, man. Keep doing exactly this.
We're back, bitches. You can't keep us away. Gift them. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so again, I guess it's this just comes with the job. If you talk behind one of these microphone things, you just start developing pus pockets on your face. Interesting side note. I'm going to have to re-up on my oxy pads. Face wipes, folks. All right, so I'm just going to zoom ahead here.
A radio show, he would stay longer.
Let's see.
And he was always nice. And then he went Hollywood and got weird. He started dating celebrities together. $1. It doesn't matter.
Here we go.
So none of these people are to be trusted. We've gone over all the receipts. I didn't email Nick back because, again, I'm not like Karl. I'm not like Melton. I don't want to go into business with them. I don't want to think we're cool because we're not. We're not.
Now, this was 2 days ago, mind you. Melton and Chad are now in business.
Stephen Bravo says, oh, there he is. I say, get them super tip. It's put through Stripe. Mark of the Beast Poppy. I sent Gearox Streamlabs. I can do it for you too, Chad. Yeah, because I've been looking into Streamlabs. I've been looking at all of that. If you want to email me directly, that'd be fantastic. ChadZumock@gmail.com. I need all the help I can get. And I guess we'll get to it now. Because I talked to Bill from Jersey. I talked to a bunch of people.
If Bill from Jersey says it's what you should do, then dang nabbit, it's what you should do. Bill Jersey is the all-seer, all-knower of all things true and powerful.
Not just one person. I talked to Florentine.
Florentine. Florentine has no idea what's going on.
I talked to them all.
I talked to Bill from Jersey and Jim Florentine. I talked to them all.
Because I'm not just going to make a decision.
Because, Chat, you're incapable of making decisions on your own.
Mark of the Beast Poppy says Streamlabs is the way. Is that Ari Jane? If I was smart, I would make a super tip system. Again, thank you to Lady KB for the Venmo. That was very nice of you. You get screen time. You get screen time. You get it.
Oof.
You get a car. You get a car.
This is what Chad's show has devolved into.
G-Rob is a moderator. Moderators are getting screen time. I think SuperTube is a great idea. Melton wouldn't mess with you. It's business. So I talked to a bunch of people.
You talk to two. Bill from Jersey. Again, this is the liar's nose rub here. You talk to Bill from Jersey and Jim Florentine. Listen to this. Watch the lie and then watch the nose rub. Nervous tell. Liar's tell.
So I talked to a bunch of people.
There's the tell.
And I think I've come to a conclusion. And I'm not going to rush to this conclusion. I'm still going to let it marinate. Because I do want to try Streamlabs too. A. Thompson says Carmex got super tip and he hates Melton.
So do you just see how bad it looks? Yeah, I mean, dude, again, super tips might be a great thing. It might be the way of the future. It might be a way to combat, YouTube taking every last, percentage of your super tip or your super chat. But do you just see how bad the optics look? And if you don't give a shit about that sort of thing, if you don't care about being a sellout, if you don't care about going and standing for absolutely nothing, and look, I get it, you got to make money, but there's other ways to make money, which I've explained earlier. The way you went about this whole thing is really, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's really pathetic. Especially because you called your name the Mud Shark. You referred to yourself as the Mud Shark. The guy who got in the mud, didn't fight fair, fought dirty. And now you're basically, rolling over, showing your belly, and bitching out to Patrick Melton, a sworn enemy of yours. So was the whole beef fake? That's what it seems like to me. And again, I don't appreciate things being fake. So, it just looks terrible. It looks terrible for you to bitch out and cuck out and join this
super tip so we can use Carl's voice.
Because all of these same people were once anti-super tip as well, but now they're like, oh, well, Melton's not that bad.
So after talking to Florentine, after talking to Bill from Jersey, after talking to someone else who doesn't want any part of all this shit, we talked. Florentine is honestly one of the most logical human beings I've ever met. And he just breaks it down like it's science. Science! I need that drop.
It's not that hard of a decision.
Gobley. Science! We used to play that on my old radio show in Cleveland.
Oh, cool!
Every time we would say science, we'd play science! Anyways, you get it. Mint Diggity, who's also sent me a nice Venmo. I appreciate it. Ask Bill from Jersey.
Can we just get to it?
Bill from Jersey is my head moderator, my head wrench, ride or die.
And what did he tell you?
And the fact of the matter is, I'm in no position right now. I'm in a bad position. Whether you're
I'm in no position right now. I'm in a bad position. Which is it? Are you in no position or a bad position?
Like me or not, I'm in a bad position. I could lose monetization altogether.
Can't even say the word monetization.
I don't know what's going to happen. It's definitely going to be over 30 days. So I'm going to be out without generating revenue unless people PayPal, Streamlab, and all that other.
Again, immediate victim mentality here. This is the guy, Mud Shark by day, victim by afternoon.
Bullshit. And I thought about it.
Oh, God.
And nobody's more against Melton than me. I think he used me to get into this.
Listen to this.
Corner of the internet to make money. I think he chewed me up and spit me out. I think they're all kind of shady dudes. They all use each other. And there's a lot of criticism that comes with that super tip system. But the fact of the matter is, it is a business, a sold business.
I mean, it's not, but.
And there's rules to a business. There's agreements. There's signed documents. And I'm in a position right now where I can't really generate revenue unless you guys just go out of pocket. And I get it.
Well, what's different? People super chatting to people Venmoing. It's the same thing. People are going out of pocket. Where do you think these people are? Do you think people are, signing up for loans to super chat you?
Generate revenue unless you guys just go out.
I need that as a job. I can't generate any revenue.
I'm in a position right now.
Get a job. How's that sound? Get a fucking job. Stop relying on fucking other human beings to pay your fucking anything. Did you ever think of that? Instead of being a cuck bitch, do you ever think about, oh, maybe I'll go get a part-time gig at Rita's Water Ice, scooping chocolate flavored water ice for people I secretly wish they were dead. You suck it up. Put your pride and ego to the side. Comedy hasn't worked out thus far. Podcasting is barely holding on. Set your ego to the motherfucking side and get a part-time gig. I heard Win Dixie's hiring this time of year. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. It's more respectable. Yeah, Gino was selling trash cans, but I mean, he had like 1% respect, 1% more respect than he did the day before he was selling trash cans. At least you're trying to do something. Again, when you're constantly having your hand out and saying, please, guys, please, I'll do anything. I can't generate any revenue for myself. That's a problem. That is a problem. You shouldn't be 50, unable in America to, white, by the way, you're a white guy in America at 50, incapable of generating any revenue. Oh, if it wasn't for YouTube, I'd make $0. Figure it out. There's people who don't use YouTube. There's people who never get monetized but still make way more than you do. How did they do it? By luck? By chance? No, they figured it out. Stop being lazy. I hate this lazy approach. Hey, I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to put no effort into anything and then constantly berate my audience in hopes that they'll continue to pay my bills. After I show the same fucking picture for the 90,000th time. It's a little bit of a tongue twister there. It's just outright pathetic, man. And nobody else is going to say it, I guess. You know, Kevin Brennan's, he's really thinking about going over to Super Tips now. I mean, Kevin's, I guess, a little bit of a different story. But again, you know, it's just, all of it's just so nauseating and pathetic.
Where I can't really generate revenue unless you guys just go out of pocket.
I can't generate revenue.
Some people don't.
Got it.
But
got it.
Talking about business.
Squid says if Chad got a job, he'd never tell us. I mean, again, there's some things you don't need to discuss with anyone. Just get a job. Just get a job. There's no harm in that, by the way. Whether you told us or not, whether people clowned on you for getting a job or not, who cares? It's income. You need income. What if the internet stopped tomorrow? What would all these people do? They would freak out. They've never learned a life skill. They've never went to and completed college. Most of them. Some of them did. They would have nothing. They would have nothing. They'd be useless, basically just, you know, succubuses on society. They'd have nothing. They'd be able to do nothing, contribute nothing. I'm just saying, before it's too late, man, you know, just look into something, dude. You know? Deliver food. I mean, I don't know. Do something. The fact that you're 50 and you just, the phrase, I can't generate any revenue unless you guys come out of pocket, really, that should be a crime.
With feelings aside, you got to make a decision. And I know a lot of people are going to be upset and angry at me. Like, how could you? I thought you were loyal, this, that, and all that. That's cool. But the reality of the situation is I have to pay bills. This is what I do for a living. I'm an entertainer. I'm a podcaster. I'm a streamer. I'm a comedian. This is what I do.
I'm a
streamer. Been doing it for 20 years. So unless one of you want to pay me my nut every day or what I get at the end of the week, like, I don't know what to tell you. It's like me telling you to quit your job. Like, go to your boss, tell him you don't want to work here. You can't hang out with this person. You can't go watch Rob Saul. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a sticky situation to be in.
It's really not.
Because, again, this monetization might not be coming back. So after talking to Bill from Jersey, after talking to Florentine,
two guys who really should be, you know, hoisted above everyone else in their knowledge of internet podcasting.
I think I'm going to do the super tip system.
Wow.
Now, here's why. Number one.
The cuckening.
I'm trying to learn Streamlabs, all this other stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm an idiot. I'm dumb. I'm a dumb guy.
I mean, I can't even believe this is taking place. This is everything I've ever said about you. You're just confirming it here. Chad just confirms everything. I don't know what these people do is just basically confirm and just rat on themselves. I'm like, these guys are dumb. They're stupid. Tards, essentially. And then they come on air like a week later and like, well, at first they're like, dude, Win by 2 is just trying to like, copy me like by wearing shades, I think. Once. He bought a book, I think, 7 years ago. And then like 5 days later, they're like, you know what? Turns out, guys, I'm pretty fucking stupid. I'm pretty fucking retarded. Can't do anything for myself. Can't help myself. Even though I'm, a middle-aged white man in America, have my health and have a place to lay my head at night. I can't help myself. I need others to help me. Help me, help me, help me. Please, give me a handout. Please, I need it. Please, come on. Come on, guys. Hold on. Let's play this drop. It's very fitting right now, but I got to fix it in order to play it. So, this camera looks pretty good. Where's it at? Come on, guys. Hold on. We're going to play it the proper way. Don't you fear. Double drops are here.
So come on, guys.
Thank you.
This is where we get in the last hour. It gets a little desperate. Let's go on a roll.
Let's go on a roll. You're basically steel toe. No, you are steel toe. And I called that out 2 years ago, by the way. Chad, Aaron, all these guys are the same fucking person. They're the same guy. It's insane.
I'm doing. I'm an idiot. I'm dumb.
Are you dumb or stupid?
I'm a dumb guy.
Or
I don't have the know-how to do. I don't have the patience. I don't like sitting through instruction. I don't want to do it.
But you want people to continuously give you money, but you don't want to do any of the legwork. Got it. So you want to reap all the rewards and not have to put in any of the legwork. Okay? Just making sure I'm following your logic here. Does this sound like a person you should be giving your hard-earned dollar to?
This system's already in play. People in
so is Streamlabs, Stream Elements, and everything else.
This community are used.
I mean, it's a matter of, it's not rocket science. It's a matter of literally clicking on a link, copying it, pasting it in your streaming tab, and then that's it. I mean, that's basically all you do. Copy, paste, go. It's not, solving complex fucking geometrical patterns and shapes and geometry and figuring out the Pythagorean theory? Pythagoras? It has nothing to do with any of that. It's not solving some sort of ancient dialect from, 1200 AD. Decipher the code, and then you are able to unlock stream elements. It's a matter of copy and pasting. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple stuff. I mean, it doesn't get any simpler than that, actually.
Using it, they're used to it. Now, it would be incredibly stupid for Patrick Melton to fuck me on this. It would be really dumb for him because, number one, who's going to want to do business with him after that? They're like, we saw what you did to Chad. It would be incredibly stupid since they have another partner involved for him to do anything. And on the flip side of that, it makes Melton look good. It makes Melton look like, look, Chad and I don't get along, and I'm not fucking with him.
Thank you, Dan, for $2. Says, this is my job, but I'm too lazy to how. Yeah, imagine. I mean, imagine actually having a real job that you're proud of, whatever that job may be, and telling your boss, which is essentially all the super chatters and the chatters, telling your boss, guys, I'm too. Listen, boss at McDonald's or wherever I work at. Look, I love the gig. I'm going to continue. I'm going to need you to continuously pay me every Friday like you do. But I'm not going to learn anything because I'm too lazy. I'm just too lazy to figure it out myself. But I need the paycheck. I can't believe this is where we are. And this is how most people are now. The internet is so fucked because of it makes people like this. I mean, Chad is no different than DSP, than Steel Toe. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. They want all of the rewards, and they want to put in the least amount of work as possible. That is somebody, to me, you don't want to be donating your hard-earned dollar to. Not that you should be to many people, but Chad should be like the last on that list. And he's admitting it here.
See, I can do business with anybody. And he's making money.
Something you're not doing.
And then the other side of that is, if he does fuck with me,
what?
I just go to Better Business Bureau. I fuck with him. I fuck with his company. If he tries to do anything nefarious or weird.
You think Melton is threatened by the Better Business Bureau? Are you high?
You know, Ray doesn't like weird shit.
Melton, you better not fuck me. I'll stick the BBB after your ass. You better not fuck with the mud shark. Keep dreaming. Keep dreaming.
Yeah, so then I started thinking some more.
Oh, God.
You know, the U.S. does business with China, Russia.
He's comparing this situation, himself, cucking himself out. Like, the insane... I got to play the sound drop. The insane levels of cope, all in one clip. I mean, I really think we're all coped out here. You're not going to hear it for a second. Bear with me. Bear with me. Hold on. Oh, God damn it. I know you see it. Media level 8. Boom. Bang. Boom. Blah.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what
I gotta play the whole thing.
Chad is coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
Bow, bow, bow. Talk about a cope and seethe to the likes of which you've never seen quite before. Chad is comparing this situation to the U.S. and the Chinese doing global trade deals on a daily basis. This is what Chad is comparing himself to. I'm basically like America, and Melton's basically like the Chinese, but they get along to do business, so why can't we?
You know, the U.S. does business with China, Russia. We do business with people. It's business. They don't like each other.
Business.
So, worst case scenario, Melton starts fucking with me.
And then I just report him to the BBB.
I ditched the super tip system, complained to Better Business Bureau.
I can't even say the name, Chad.
I ditched the super tip system, complained to Better Business. I ditched the super tip system, complained to Better Business Bureau, what he did, and then hopefully they go after him.
That is the super tip kryptonite, by the way, is the BBB.
And in the meantime, I can get my channel going again, support myself, pay my bills, because it's important.
It is important to pay bills. Yes.
All of us do this because it's what we do. We like to think we're providing content, a service. I know there's people out there working right now. I have a friend that's a mailman. He's listening to me right now. I know a guy who works at Amazon that's listening to me right now.
Doxed.
We're breaking up your day. I get it. We're breaking up your day. But worst case scenario, just give it a try, right?
Literally, cut back the chat last week. Fuck super tips. It's the biggest scam. Imagine giving Patrick Melton your details and information. What an idiot. Cut to the following week. Melton, look, we're just basically like the U.S. and China. I might as well give it a try. You can't knock it if you try it. It's like, you know, spaghetti squash. Sounds weird, but when you try it, it's delicious.
Gustav. Chad, don't do it. Maybe consider... I don't like this nerd. He's a piece of shit. He's a fucking dork. But
Shades Cal coming in for the 10 smacks. As most people on Super Tips, thank you, Shades Cal. Most people on Super Tips are afraid to talk about NLO, or they sweep for him. Chad is compromised. He said Patrick Melton was a genius yesterday. He did. He said if it was anyone but Patrick Melton, Patrick should be like a millionaire. It's like, bro. I mean, look, there's one thing to go on Super Tips, but to completely suck Melton's dick every step of the way. Wow. Like I said, you basically just bent over, spread your ass cheeks, and you're letting Melton digitally fuck you. Melton's going to act like this was like, oh, I got to eat some humble pie. Chad, actually, Melton's eating this up. Melton's your pimp now. And that's the thing. Shades Kyle is right in the sense that people will still say, oh, look, I still hate Melton, but this is just business. Everybody who went on Super Tips ever, maybe besides Pat Dixon, like once, because Melton went after Dixon, anyone who's went on Super Tips has never even like said Melton, has a rotten pus pocket ready to burst on his face. They refuse because that's their boss. That's their daddy. That's their pimp. And everyone is going that way now. Chad is just the latest domino to fall. I will never. Look, I had this moral and internal struggle. Thank you, Shades. Can I finish this first? Patrick is the gatekeeper for this entire universe. Yeah, not if I have any say to it. I'll continue to do things my own way. I had this really internal moral struggle. Like, look, Super Tips on its face, could be a good thing. But the fact Patrick Melton operates and runs it is the reason I'll never do it. Is the reason I would never bring myself, because then it just voids everything I've ever said about Melton. Whether you believe it or not, whether you subscribe to Patrick material or not, is kind of irrelevant. It lessens your credibility. And again, if you don't have your word in this, money comes and goes. You can always make money. We live in the fucking United States of America. You know what I mean? You can make money by just simply going outside. Money just starts flying everywhere. My point is, you can always make more money, but you can't always, if you don't have your word, you don't have shit. You can have all the money in the world. If you don't have your word as a man or as a person, you don't have anything. You have nothing. So what's it really worth to you? Compromising everything you stand for a couple dollars? When again, there's other avenues and there's other options you can explore if you just weren't so fucking lazy. And this has been your problem since the day I started covering you, is you're just pure lazy. And that, to me, is what bothers me, because that's what Steel Toe is. You want to try to make fun of Steel Toe. Oh, you guys are the same guy. You're both lazy, entitled, narcissistic freaks who expect people to pay your bills day in and day out. And there's nothing wrong with supporting your creators if they're providing you content, if they're providing you something, if they're providing just a laugh. I get that. But when you got guys like Aaron, you got guys like Chad and others that do the same thing every day, and whatever, and then they go as far as to make you feel bad and they guilt you. That's where I have an issue with it. If I want to donate, I'll donate. I know where the buttons are. I know where the monetization button is. I know where the gifted memberships are. You don't have to tell me 9,000 times a show. I'm aware. It's not my first time using YouTube. Don't treat me as a fucking, you know what I mean? It's not my priority to pay Chad Zumock's bills because he's in a bad way, because he didn't foresee this possibly happening. Again, you have to, if you're on YouTube in 2025, just always expect YouTube to be taken away tomorrow or, the next hour. Always expect that. Have a contingency plan in place. And this is why places like Rumble and other avenues are available and ready. This is why you should subscribe to The Last Frontier on Rumble. It's my Rumble account. If anything were to happen on my YouTube channel, we got demonetized, we were under attack, God forbid, from those damn fucking Japs. I'm just kidding. I have no beef with the Japs. My point is, we would go to Rumble. it would just be PayPal, Venmo. If you want to support, Stream Elements would be an option. Maybe I'd bring back the Athena AI. I don't know. But I'd be damned if I ever went on Super Tips. I'd be damned. There would have to be no other ways of making money for me to join that thing. But thank you, Shades, for the 10. It's just disgusting.
We'll use them like a hooker. We'll use them like a whore. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't like whores. Whores are disgusting.
Let's take a look.
Is this not the episode where he's
I
like...
was the first one to say, this show is going to end your relationship.
You weren't.
It's like 5... We learned...
Was this not the fucking show where he goes off and like does the whole poll thing? I got to show you at least a snippet of that because that was truly incredible. Yeah, hack versus funniest. Here it is.
Happening.
I'm just going to skip ahead. This is what he was doing.
Kevin Brad. Oh, I'm sorry. Nick's way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mailing. Nick in Fort Wayne picked Ray.
Can't even say Fort Wayne. Nick in Fort Wayne?
I'm going to be doing some mailing. Nick in Fort Wayne picked Ray. So this will be fun. And plus it makes Karl look stupid. And shows that he's not funny, even though he tries to make fun of Ray. So let's go to the phones. Let's go. As soon as I start this music,
we
start
on.
the votes. Here we go. And go! Pro Shizzle says Ray. Going down the line.
This was the show.
Podcast. All right. Or the new kid on the block. Rocco versus Kumia. Pro Drizzle Bob.
So you get it. Chad just, really, I think that's probably his best material to date is that whole fucking who's funnier, hack versus funniest. You should do that every show. Let's go over to Patrick Melton, and we'll get back into Chad on MLC. Patrick Melton, before Chad's, before Chad was inducted into the super tip system, Melton, this was I think the last thing Melton had said negative about Chad. Chad Zumock is now mind you, this is Chad's boss currently. Chad Zumock is lying about being demonetized for sympathy, spreading lies about my excellent track record and trying to help him. I set up merch for him and he told me to take the store down and now blames me. I invited him to Hackmania and he was too good to attend our humble event. I've never done anything to Pat Dixon's super tip account. So he's grasping here. And as for how I am behind the scenes, here is the unanswered text I sent Chad last night. Chad is faking demonetization and pretending to have standards now for your sympathy. Some people can't be helped. So again, a tweet from Chad says, you would think, but he messed with my merch, Hackamania, and messed with Pat Dixon with the super tip system. I get you like him, but he's shady behind the scenes. And now you're working with him. Do you see how poor the optics look here? I won't be using Melton's super tip system, judging how he does business behind the scenes. Also, the final straw was in AC when he pretended to be friendly and begged me to come attack me, only to pull the offer when he got home. He will do something shady just for content. If I agree to the super tip system, I'd rather go broke instead. I don't trust Moody. Wow. And I guess this was Melton texting Chad, says, you probably have me blocked. You are welcome to use super tip. You are also welcome to keep making fun of me if you use it. It's not for some people and not others. It's made for situations like yours. So you can make money without worrying about companies demonetizing you. Let me know if you want to get set up. No bit, not fucking with you. We made this for everybody. Ugh, there's that goddamn super tip tagline again. Super tips. It's for everybody. Is it? Is it for everyone? Because we're going to catch you in a clip now stating that it's not for everyone. So which is it, Patrick? You got to pick one. You got to be like Keena K and go fucking berserk here. Shout out to Keena K gifting 5, count them, 5 Win by 2 Radio memberships. Holy shit. Coming in clutch. Keena K for 5. You should be like Keena K and then gift 5 members. If you were gifted one of these, you should turn around and give 5. I don't know where I saw that bit before, but we're going to try to invoke that here. Shout out to Bob Bank, Kim Nicholson, Dorian Morgan, Gerg, and Peter Sky Parker. Welcome in to all you fine folks. And kudos to Win by 2 Radio.
Kudos to Win by 2 Radio.
Shout out. Thank you, Keena. We are blessed for your services here today on the Stub Toe on this beautiful Friday. Thank God it's Friday, by the way. It is Friday, guys. I know to people like Chad and Steel Toe, they can't appreciate a Friday like the rest of the working folk, but just understand today is Friday. It's paycheck day. We're going to get fucked up this weekend day. It's very exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff. And Keena K kickstarting that Friday for us here is truly, truly remarkable. Thank you, Keena. Make sure we're thanking Keena as well. If you don't want to give 5, I understand. If you're one of the ones who got gifted. But at least, at the very least, just show some appreciation. That's all we ask for. All right, let's get into some Patrick Melton here. He's going to be discussing how Super Tips isn't for everyone, I guess. He's going to be really thinking twice before just handing out Super Tips to guys like, I'm just using this name as an example, I don't know, Soft Weekly, possibly. Getting the Super Tip system and not really doing that many shows. I thought he was supposed to snipe me today. I was really looking forward to that, too. Well, maybe there's always a next show. There will always be a next show unless he's live right now. Oh, no, he's not. Fuck, Soft. What happened? What happened? So we're going to listen to Melton say that, and then we're going to listen to Melton's first breaking that Chad is, in fact, on the ST system. Let's watch. Shade Scout says, I trust Chad with that information as much as I trust Joey C. Patrick, he always does this. Don't be embarrassed. Reveal yourself. Patrick. Oh, Patrick.
Hello, welcome.
Here he
Happy
is.
Patrick
Melton,
Thursday
everyone.
afternoon. Not centered. You got to get it right. You only get one shot at this. You got to get it right. And I got to eat a lot of humble pie today. I never thought it would happen. But I got an email yesterday evening from a Chadley Zumach.
Wow.
And it literally said, I'm bending the knee. It said, I'm bending the knee. Give me the super tips. Give me the super tips. And I was like, you're not bending a knee. I first of all, I'd be very upset if I realized that Chad was going to stop making fun of me. I never want that to happen. I never want that to happen. I hope Chad keeps making fun of me. But I realized that he really, I think, and I'm speaking out of pocket here, I think he watched that show, the last show he did, and he took a lot of it to heart. Will it last? I don't know. But he said, I blocked you when I was drunk and a loser and fat. And he said, I want to stop being bitter. I want to rebrand my show. I want to change. It was very, Hunger Games. No, I don't know. It was very, it was a weird one from Chad. He wants to stop being bitter. I expected him to do a show today and go live and test out these super tips. He's been having fun with the system.
By the way, if Chad goes live today, depending on how we're doing here, we might tune in live. If you would be into something like that, I don't know if I'm going to stick around. I wanted to initially to stick around to watch Chad's debut of the super tip system to see how much he fucks it up, because I'm going to wind up covering it on the next show anyway. So I might stay live. If you guys want some bonus content, maybe we do members only, or we just members only chat, or we just keep it up. I might not be on camera the entire time, but something I tossed around in my head. I don't know. We'll see how time's looking here. Let me shut the fuck up. You let me know in the chat.
A lot of trust on Chad. I got to give Chad credit. He reached out. The team over here at Super Tip, we expedited his onboarding, which, by the way, we're going to stop letting people on. Some people have just ruined it for everybody.
Some people have just ruined it for everyone. Listen to this. Remember, Super Tips is for everyone until it's not. Until you got this guy at the drop of a fucking dime, willing and able. Look at this fucking shyster smile. Look at this. Chad, this is your boss. This is your dada. This is your internet puppy. This guy owns you now. Everything you do, every decision you make has to be run through Patrick, because you're too much of a pussy and too lazy to stand on your own 2 feet and fight like a man. Furthermore, why is Melton's teeth on the right side gray? Like, his 2 front teeth look normal, but he's got some gray teeth. Look at this. Huh? What do you say, Chad? Never trust a guy looking like this. Ready to sell you something. The drop of a dime. I hate people always trying to sell me. Fucking amateurs. I cannot be bought. I cannot be bought. I cannot be sold. I just simply do me, man. Since day one, represent.
And we've stopped taking new people on. It's because there's been, everyone emails me wanting to get super tips. Giroux. And look, I don't, I want to get as many people on it as possible. We are going to open it up to everyone. Hopefully by the midsummer, end of summer, it'll be just open. I don't want to make promises on dates because everything just goes slower in real life. But we've had these people, and not even people from like the Dabbleverse or whatever, but some from the Dabbleverse. And they reach out and they're belligerent and they demand to be on it and they say they have big audiences and I'm going to get tips. And
well, Bluff Chatter, I mean, I get what you're saying. Melton hasn't quite figured out how his cost to serve clients issue. He has to handhold Joey C and Chad and we'll make 100. But then it's like, then Super Tips isn't for everybody, right? Super Tips isn't for everybody. So stop going around saying it is for everybody when it isn't. Mr. Z for $2 says, did you hear Chad Zumock's computer broke again? Audio issues? No. Say it ain't so, Mr. Z. Say it ain't so. I heard he was supposed to get his computer fixed on Wednesday, but the Geek Squad, their line was out the door apparently on Wednesday, and they just could not seem to fit Chad into the schedule. Even though he had an appointment, they had to push it back until today. But then I guess he's not bringing his computer in the shop today because he's doing a show. So was the computer appointment even real to begin with? And mind you, remember what the fix was to fix his speakers, which is kind of bizarre. It's like, who uses their default speakers anymore? You either use headphones or like custom speakers. Not Chad. He still uses the laptop's default speaker system. Sounds like tin cans. Maybe that's why his audio is so bad, because he can't actually hear it.
Trust me, bro.
Thank you for the $2, Mr. Z.
Bro.
Our new mod, by the way.
And then Moody has to stop all the work he's doing on important stuff.
Goddamn right, JJG.
It takes considerable manual manpower to get somebody set up, and they want like 10 custom voices, and they demand all this stuff, and then they never use they never use it. They can't figure it out, or they just give up, or they just bail out of it, and it's ruined it for everybody. Like everybody's just getting a no now. Everybody's just getting a hard no now because it's
remember, super tips is for everyone, but now you're just getting a no.
Like,
I mean, imagine wanting to work with a guy, whether you're directly or indirectly working with him or not, whatever. We're not splitting hairs here. Imagine working for a guy who at the snap of a finger could just be like, yeah, no, super tips isn't for everyone now. Or we're going to actually remove you from the platform. You're no different than YouTube. It's just a matter of time.
No.
Like, we're already starting to see Melton's true colors when it comes to this thing. He will onboard people he sees fit.
You just gotta wait. You gotta wait till it's all automated.
He's slowly slipping into dictatorship, folks.
It doesn't
digital dictator.
Take up any of our time. Because
a digital gatekeeping dictator, I think, as Shades Cow put it earlier. He was gatekeeping.
Now, Chad, we think will use it. Chad has been demonetized. This is like when Pat Dixon got demonetized. This is a priority for us, so we got Chad on. But everyone's just kind of getting a hard no from me now, unless I can verify you have a big audience and you do shows. Rob Saul's complaining, like, you never got me yet. It's like, you haven't streamed in months. We're not going to spend time helping people. We're not going to stop development and help people out who are not going to use the thing. So you just got to wait. You just got to wait. We got an executive producer today. It's Scooter GP for today. It's a feel-good type situation. And we thank you. You get to be the EP on the show where I have to eat crow and say Chad Zumock stepped up and has allowed us to get him on Super Tip, which is a big deal.
He owns you, Chad.
And more than that, Chad, I called him last night. We talked on the phone for an hour and a half while we we're getting him set up.
You guys talked on the phone for an hour and a half? Aw. It's as if all of this was just complete bullshit. All of this was just complete nonsense. You guys had a swell conversation for almost 2 hours. I don't even talk to females for 2 hours on the phone, let alone to Patrick Melton or Chad Zumock. I mean, imagine talking to a guy like Patrick Melton for 2 hours. What possibly could you need to talk to a guy like Patrick for 2 hours? Seriously.
And even more than that, he let me...
There's wet mouth smacks of his. Check this out.
Hour and a half while we're getting him set up.
Woof, that really fucking boils my blood. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to slow it down, and we're going to watch it again together in slow motion with the volume all the way up.
On for hour and a half while we're getting him set up.
Oh, man. Control your mouth fucking noises, dog. I mean, why am I hearing this? It's like Mersh. All the lip popping and tongue slapping.
And even more than that, he let me remote into his computer.
Chad allowed Patrick Melton, his sworn enemy, to remote into his computer. And you don't think Melton did any nefarious things in that computer? Chad, you've completely lost all credibility. You've completely lost it all. You've lost all credibility. Whatever credibility you had left, you've lost it. What else did you guys do? Did you jerk off with one another? Did you sext? What else did you do together? You're on the phone for an hour and a half. He's remoted into your computer. Were you guys showing each other's, each other your buttholes? I mean, what else were you doing?
And even more than that, he let me remote into his computer and help him out getting set up. We're moving him from StreamYard over to EV-Mux. EV-Mux makes setting up Super Tip literally 10 seconds. It's amazing.
Cool, man.
Doing it on StreamYard, you got to do OBS and then virtual audio routing and download. You can fuck with your old system and stuff. EV-Mux, this website, it does pretty much what StreamYard does.
Tech Talk, am I right, guys?
EVMux.com.
Love me some Tech Talk.
And literally 10 seconds, you put the Super Tips overlay in, boom, done.
Boom, done.
It took Chad and I
an hour and a half
longer to like do the remote
butthole viewing
controlling of his computer than to get him set up on the Super Tip system. But yeah, I mean, like that's a big look, man. If I'm Chad, I'm like, I don't trust you to be in on my computer. I told him it's full.
Yet he did it anyway.
Truce right now. No pranks. I'm not recording you or your screen or anything like that. And I didn't. And no, he let me.
You know goddamn well Melton did. I mean, come on. You'd be a fool if you think Melton didn't record Chad's screen for the time that they were remote viewing each other's buttholes and ball scrotum sacks. You'd be a complete fool if you think that weren't the case. Melton's a guy who's also like, there's always an angle with Melton. He's not just doing something because it's the kindness out of his heart. It's either monetarily motivated or there's a bit behind the reason why he's doing something. It's one of those two things. He doesn't just do things. Fact.
Or anything like that. And I didn't. And
so Melton does have a recording somewhere of what he was doing 2 nights ago with Chad Zumock for about an hour.
No, he let me watch.
Not on his back.
Him.
Well, why'd it go there?
Set up. I told him he's got to get that second monitor plugged in. That'll help him a lot with the system. He was he loved it. He texted me after we got off the phone, and he was all set up. He started making.
So that they had an hour and a half long conversation. When they got off the phone, Chad was so happy and thrilled. He was basically like jizzing in his pants. And he was texting Melton, "Thank you so much, Daddy Melton. Thank you. Thank you so much." Sucking them right off.
Rob Saul say that he was gay. He was sending himself free Super Tips, making all his enemies eat shit. And then he texted me and said, "Man, this is so fun." It is, Chad. It is.
It's so fun.
I didn't think it sucked a dick. I thought we were having fun.
You're being stubborn by not using it, and I think he'll find that out. And then today he was emailing me to get some other stuff set up. He wants to get like a Chad stepfather voice set up, which I think is dark. But I told him you got to monetize that pain, so I think that'll be great. And no, I really think he'll make money with this thing. I think he'll have fun using it. I think, a side effect of it all will be just him and I growing closer as friends. But no, you're free to keep making fun of me. I imagine you'll still fuck up and we'll keep making fun of you. But I think Chad understands.
It doesn't hit the same. It doesn't hit the same. You guys can make fun of each other all the live long day, but the fact of the matter is, you guys were on a phone call with one another. I mean, basically, lighting up ear to ear over this new profound bonding experience you have over Super Tips. All right, I think we're going to show you one more thing here. I was going to do like the Ashley Cummings, Mr. Kill Everything, but quite frankly, I really am disinterested in it. I told you a long time ago, Mr. Kill Everything was a complete and utter nut job, and Ashley Cummings is just another dumb broad who's sticking her nose in places where they don't belong, and she can't tell time. So again, I'm not going to go over somebody, again, who just can't tell time. I was going to finish off today's episode with some steel toe, but fuck steel toe, honestly. That's my take on that. So let me show you. This is Chad's appearance on MLC. This will be the last thing I do here today. Thank you so much to everybody Make sure we're smooching that like button and liking the hit button and subscribing if you're not, or just dislike the show. Just do something again. Don't be a freeloader. If you haven't super chatted or gifted a membership, consider doing that. There's other avenues as well. The Venmos, the PayPals, and the Cashapps. They're in the description below if you'd like to do that. If not, then I don't know what else to tell you, man. I don't know what else to tell you. This was Chad's appearance on MLC yesterday, courtesy of Doom. Shout out to Doom. Thank you so much for this clip. Chad on MLC yesterday, coming clean to his other internet dad, Kevin Brennan, that he's now on Super Tips. Let's see Kevin's reaction. Again, Chad goes on the show with Karmic X, who just last week was a sworn enemy of Chad, who's copying everything Chad does, was going into last week's MLC, like doing this fake rage bit, this fake fighting bit with Karmic X. Now, all of a sudden, they're both basically brothers in cuckitude. They're super tip cuck buddies now. And they have one dad, one boss, one pimp, Patrick Melton. God damn it, that doesn't work.
I'm pathetic. I'm gay.
Sorry, I'll get that one to work for next show. So now they're best of friends, Chad and Karmix, and everything Chad, like I said, basically if you didn't get anything from this segment, everything Chad stands for is completely gone. His credibility is shot, and all of it's fake. Essentially, all of it's fucking fake. So without further ado, Chad on MLC, courtesy of Doom, 9-minute clip. Thank you for tuning in today. Probably be back Monday or Tuesday at some point. I don't know, just look for a thumbnail. You know what to do. You know the fucking drill. Let's get into it.
Doom knows. Doom knows, and everybody else knows.
Doom knows. Doom's a clipper. All right, so you guys are both in us using a super tip system.
Yep, that's right. Chad started today.
Well, I haven't.
It's like his first day on the job.
Started. I am still working and figuring stuff out.
They still got to do a background check, but you know, and as long as that background check comes back clean.
But
what do you got to figure out, Karmix? What did you have to figure out?
I had to figure out how to put the super tips on the screen, and that was the only barrier of entry. So if Chad has any questions, I can give him a hand.
Well, I actually talked on. I couldn't believe it. I talked on the phone with Melton for like an hour and a half, and he walked me through the.
Mommy, tell me it's not true. It's like when I found out there was no fucking Santa Claus. 2 and a half. Did you ask him about his back?
What happened? I didn't jump in.
An hour and a half, and you didn't do a show today. You were so busy talking to my the Hunchy.
Well, we were working on like out on the computer, like customer service. Like he was my Indian guy. I should have just got Moody if I needed an Indian guy.
Funny.
But yeah, he walked me through it, and it was like foolproof. And here's the thing: I got nothing to lose. I got nothing. I don't know if I'm getting my monetization back.
See, this is how much Chad cares. You do have something to lose: your credibility, your word. But again, Chad doesn't care about that thing. All Chad cares about is money. It's clear. Care about his word, morals, nothing. Money. That's it. Which is, I'm not going to say it's not important. Money is important. But again, this is why you don't rely on YouTube for your sole source of income.
I got no Patreon.
Okay. Let me ask you this. So, did you call him or did he email say, call me?
He texted me. I had his number blocked, and he emailed me again. And he said, come on, just call me. Here's my number. So I unblocked him and I texted him, and he goes, let me walk you through this. And he told me all the benefits from it, man. I got to tell you here. And I even said this to him on the phone. I go, dude,
what are the benefits?
This is an amazing thing.
Listen to this.
But I swear to God, if you were more likable, you'd be rich right now.
That is true.
I said that to him.
You did not say that. Look at Kevin's face. Kevin, he wants you to believe that he's disgusted. But you don't think somewhere in this old, demented, rotting brain of his, the idea of being on Super Tips is being tossed around? Kevin is obsessed with numbers. He's obsessed with making the most money possible. Well, what if I told you I could make you 25% more money? And now Chad's doing it. I almost feel like, in a way, Kevin is using Chad as like a sacrificial lamb. Hey, Chad, why don't you go on Super Tips? Go on Super Tips, see how it is. if the people like it, maybe I'll jump on. If they don't, well, then I'll keep doing what I'm doing.
Rich right now.
That is true.
I said that to him.
What'd he say?
He just laughed. I go, I mean it. I was like, if you weren't such an asshole, you would be rich.
Imagine Chad saying that. Melton, if you weren't such a fucking cock-sucking dickhead asshole, you'd be like Jeff Bezos right now.
This is genius. All these like little things and so much way to make money, 10% and
all these ways to make money. It's a super chat. I mean, Melton didn't create the cure, the cancer. You know what I mean? He didn't create AI, microscopic robot technology. It's a super chat that you can make 20% more. Like, what are we talking about here?
I mean, I'm going to try it out.
Like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Kev, and you should consider it if it works good for me.
If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
You got a percentage if I come over?
Yeah, I mean,
You got a finder's free from Melton if I come over?
He didn't say anything about that, but I bet I would. I think he's gunning for you.
Referral.
That's a good referral, according to number 3 in the world playboard.
Hell yeah.
But it's like YouTube's taking 30%. He's taking 10. You could say whatever, but it's his company. It's like a shitty agent. It makes sense. And if he starts fucking with me, I'll just quit. If I get
but you
monetized.
can't quit. You can't quit. That's the point.
I mean, it's better than with Stream Elements and all Stream Labs and all that. It's the way he has it set up. It's so user friendly. It was just like it's a no brainer.
And
how? Tell me how. Again, both Stream Elements and both Super Tip GG requires you to go to a third-party website to donate money. So, what are you talking about, Chad? You don't know how to work any of this. You shouldn't be discussing what's easier, what's not easier. They're both relatively simple, I will say. But again, this is just whatever excuse you got to come up with to make yourself feel better because you rolled over and showed your belly like the true beta bitch that you are.
The way he has it set up, it's so user friendly. It was just like it's a no brainer.
And getting paid weekly through Stripe is also a good thing too. So instead of waiting a whole month.
I was really against it. I was stubborn about it. I didn't want to work with the guy. And
you called him a scammer. You basically said if anyone donates through Super Tips, Patrick Melton is stealing your credit cards and he's stealing your information and will be able to use it against you later. I mean, these are your words. I'll never work with Patrick. I'd rather go broke.
He went out of his
Yet here we are
way to make me feel comfortable, and he's been
uncomfortable.
Cool. Well, I mean, in person uncomfortable, but over the phone
Are you going to next Hackmania?
No.
Yeah, he is. He is, Kevin.
Let's baby steps. It's like it's like getting back together with an ex.
I can't
remember just last week or 2 weeks ago. I'll never be at Hackmania 3. Now he's on Super Tips. Kevin asked the question. Oh, well, baby steps. You will be at Hackmania. Fact.
Wait till Chad's Hackmania. I might go. I'm not going to perform. I just want to go and partake.
A lot could happen
I
in a year.
breathe it all in. Oh my God, Chad! This is like one of those horror movies when it's like was The Walking Dead when Chad got bit by the other guy.
Yeah, I woke up from a coma and it's a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, now Chad. I thought Chad was on my side, and now he's coming to kill me from the other team.
No, I'm not on. I'm not on Melton's side. It's like doing business. The U.S. doing business with countries they don't like. I need.
So yeah, it's business. It's only business.
It's business. It really is. And I Florentine, Bill from Jersey, we broke it down logically without emotion or feeling.
Imagine Jim Florentine, Bill from Jersey, and Chad Zumock all sitting around in some sort of think tank idea room trying to figure out the next move for sit down Zumach. I mean, could you imagine?
And it makes sense.
Bill from Jersey's probably like, where did I go wrong in my life where I'm in trying to dictate where Chad Zumock's show should go moving forward?
You guys sit down over a meal or just on the phone?
We did. We just talked on the phone.
No, I'm saying you and Florentine and Bill from Jersey. Did you guys get together like old style?
No, but it, you know,
Go
it
to a
makes sense.
diner and kick it around.
And they convinced me it makes sense. And I go, wait a second. There was a great Proud Boy that says, if it makes dollars, it makes sense.
Yeah.
If it don't make dollars, doesn't make sense or something.
Wow.
Wow. I'm scared. I'm literally scared.
I've been fucking around with it. But I don't know if I'm getting up monetization back. It's my only source of income. My Patreon's gone. I went from making almost $3,000 on Patreon.
What about comedy? What about your what's it called? Not Playboard. Your Sound Exchange. What about all these things? Oh, YouTube's my only source of income. Whose fault is that? Like,
monetization back. It's my only source of income. My Patreon's gone. I went from making almost $3,000 on Patreon to making $210 on locals.
Pat Dixon.
Yeah.
He's still over there.
Still holding it down.
Did you see Ashley yesterday? She's a real piece of work.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
She's like Ray DeVito. She wants everyone to be nice to her and give her stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, can you give me...
Kevin, can I have 20? I'm only going to be on for 20 minutes because I have to do
25%.
I need 25% of the net.
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
even though Ash doesn't make money on her show, she wants 25% of your net.
Yeah, I checked her total today. I think total in her life, she's made $117 in super chats.
That's where the popcorn ceiling texture came from.
They always think that.
funny, Karmic. So Karmic tries to do a popcorn ceiling bit here, which completely just misses. Look, this is the comedic brilliance of a Karmic X.
Total today. I think total in her life, she's made $117 in super chats.
Look at this. He thinks, okay, I got a joke. What's going to impress Daddy Kevin? I got it. Popcorn ceiling. Go.
That's where the popcorn ceiling texture came from.
They always think.
Oh, no one listens. Kevin steamrolls. How embarrassing for you.
She's like, well, you paid me 25% of the gross. First of all, the deal was 20% of the gross.
Karmic X reminds me of a bug. Like I don't even know what kind. Prey mantis, maybe. A lizard, even. Like, he just gives me bug vibes. Grasshopper, even. This guy's a bug. A Minnesotan bug.
And then if things went well, I give her 25%. I bump it up to 25%. So I did to be nice. And of course, no good deed goes unpunished. And now she thinks that's the rate. But I also paid her $100 for Saturday. But what happened to that rate? So is her and Stuttering John always do the same thing. They always like go to the highest rate, the highest they ever got paid. And they assume.
Ewa says, I was thinking Ray was going to be on first to be on Super Tips. How wrong was I? At least Ray has some fucking, dignity. He might not have much else, but at least he has some pride. Not that it even would be a big deal if Ray joined Super Tips, only because Melton has had more of an issue with Ray than Ray's had with Melton. But I think Ray's just too stupid, honestly, to be on Super Tips. I think that's really what it comes down to. He like Chad. Again, it's all these Ohio comics, too. All these Ohio boys. They're all so they're dead upstairs. Like, they think Super Tips and Stream Elements and third-party websites are, like, seriously, groundbreaking technology. Something that the general public would never know how to use. It's like, again, it's basically just copying a link and pasting that same link and then hitting a command prompt so that link pops up every time. And not even that. Because you sign in, basically, any of these third-party websites, you sign in with your YouTube account to the third-party website. Anytime that third-party, that's why anytime you see someone subscribe or super chat, you see a thumbs up button. That happens on my screen. It's not some insane technology that I had to, go decipher from the Anunnaki and pass that along to Moses on the tablet of the Eye of the Storm once. No, it's just basic copy and pasting skills. If you could right-click, if your mouse has the ability to right-click, you too can also hoist the power of a third party websites such as Streamlabs or Stream Elements. Oh, God. I mean, all the Stream Elements and Streamlabs plug-in I've been doing, they should give me a goddamn deal. Don't you see Super Tips is your biggest competition? I'm the one speaking out against it. Fucking.
That's the rate, not a lower payment.
Right.
They never go to the lower payment. Hey, which is the rate? Because you pay me different amounts. I mean, it's all the same. It's like she's like Ray DeVito, 50, lives by herself, wants everyone to everything squash, wants everyone to breathe. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It was uncomfortable when she asked you money for Mr. Kill Everything's whiskey. I was like, really? $40?
I think I said that on Saturday. I think I said I'd pay for the whiskey.
But still, the fact that she remembered it 4 days later, like, could you pay me for that whiskey? Like, what the fuck? How hard is it over there?
And she's not even kidding. She's not even kidding.
No. Yeah, there was no joke.
I mean, I think she wanted Mr. Kill Everything to come over just to pay her to stay there.
She's got whiskey now. Come on over, MK.
It's like when Pinkman went to work for Gus Friedman Direct. And he's
Carmex, you have all your users' personal information.
Chad, it's nothing. You and Kevin's relationship and all. It's nothing like Breaking Bad. You guys aren't meth dealers by night and some average citizens by day. I always hear this comparison being tossed around. Chad always tosses this comparison around. Me and Kevin are like basically like Walter White, like Jesse Pinkman and Gus Fried and Los Polos Tacos, or what is it? Los Polos Chicken Tacos. It has nothing. You guys are the exact opposite of what Breaking Bad is. Breaking Bad, Walter White and Jesse Pinkman were like some hardened criminals, cooking meth by day, shooting motherfuckers by night. Fucking over the people that mattered most to them in their lives. You guys do that last thing, I guess. I mean, that's about it. That is literally about it. You got to cut this Jesse Pinkman, Walter White, and if not for nothing else, Breaking Bad hasn't been like relevant or popular in probably, I'd say, at least 7 years. So can we update our references, please? And thank you.
No, I don't.
What do you have?
I just have the information that is coming in, the money that is being donated. That's all I have.
So you don't have any names or addresses or social security numbers?
No.
Then I won't sign up then if I can't get that. I need access to every Super Tips
that is separate
back page.
All I want is credit card numbers. That's it.
Yes.
Yep,
and they better be veterans.
And from veterans only. That's the only reason I signed up.
All the single lady. Chad is the perfect guy to have the last four of your credit card and your zip code. Never done any nefarious stuff with credit cards, dox anyone, or shut up at their house.
Hack!
How's that hack? That's all things you've done. How's that hack?
Credit cards, dox anyone, or...
Look how uncomfortable NJ Ranger makes Chad here in this moment. Basically just holds up a mirror to Chad. And this is Chad's reaction.
Shut up at their house.
As a comedian, by the way. This is a comedian's reaction.
Hack!
No, Ranger, he showed up at her house because that was his girlfriend's house.
And also showed up at Stuttering John's house wanting to fight him. Left a note at Stuttering John's house. So yeah, Chad shows up at houses to stalk. Fact, not hack. I think you got your verbs wrong there.
Credit cards, dox anyone, or shut up at their house.
Hack!
No, Ranger, he showed up at her house because that was his girlfriend's house.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you're just you're putting everything in a vague. Everything's in context. You don't know.
Oh yeah, everything's in context. That's what Hitler said too. Burrow, why are the brokest people in the Dabbleverse trying to keep Chad from getting money?
It's unbelievable. Like, Stevie, I don't hate you, but nobody watches you. You don't get super chats. Kiki, your views are under 100. Ashley, you're trying, I guess. But everyone is emotional who's against this, and they don't have any views. So I'm like...
It's not being emotional. Stop rewriting history or trying to rewrite history. It's not being emotional. This is something you said just last week you would never be a part of. You'd rather go broke than join Super Tips. Has nothing to do with being emotional. It's exactly what somebody who is emotional would say about others, by the way, because everything Chad does is projection. Remember, it's Chad who wants to be less bitter. You're an emotional baby.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all clout chase. When it talks about other people's, that's all they're doing is trying to get under Chad's skin and on Chad's radar.
Well, now you're a Chad Dick Rider, Cormax?
I wouldn't say I'm a dick rider, but I appreciate Chad's.
This is like when everybody at Compound Media was against me.
And there you go. Chad on MLC just further confirming his journey to Super Tips. Now, Chad is supposed to be going live, I think, very shortly, which I was going to stick around for, but I don't think I'm going to. Let me just check, make sure we don't have any updating breaking news here. Just making sure. Chad's supposed to go live for the first time with the Super Tips and his new rebranded Cumius Cox. Ray DeVito's going live at 150, trying to step on Chad's toes. That's very interesting. Shout out to DeVito. I'd rather go give Ray DeVito a listen today. Again, I can't say that I'm surprised that Chad has made this move. I'm not shocked. It's basically everything Chad was. And we just watched it actually come into fruition. You knew this day was going to come. You just didn't think it would come this soon. Thoughts and prayers I'm seeing too. Alyssa Clips, I guess she's going through some sort of wild pancreatic cancer or some wild shit. Thoughts and prayers to Alyssa Clips. And I think that's really going to be it for us here today. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything, which it appears to be. To me, I didn't. Okay, let's go on Twitter. Make sure we're good over here. Shout out to everyone. Round of applause for yourselves, guys, for helping support the show here today. Now check this out. Hackverse Anonymous. Instead of Cumius Cucks, it's completely cucked, and Chad is the white girl about to take 4 big black BBCs at supertip.gg/the Z-Man.
And that's a fucking fact.
That is a fucking...
Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm a bitch.
Wow. He's a bitch, folks. So shout out for Hackverse Anonymous for that. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for us here, guys. I'll be watching Chad's show, and we'll cover it on the next show here, which will probably be Monday or Tuesday. So thanks again. Let's give a quick couple shout outs real quick. Where's everyone at? Boom, boom. Thank you today for supporting the show. We got Sweaty Tryhard. I believe JE came in earlier and then quickly revoked his message. LL Cooley, Soft, Mark of the Beast Poppy, Shades Cal a couple times, Dayla, Nice Podcast Stupid, NJ Ranger, Chris, Beloved Chatter, Keena K, and if I didn't say so already, Mr. Z. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Again, if you want to support the show after, links are going to be in the description below. Thank you. If not, then, hit the dislike button on your way out, or, complain, write a letter to your local fucking representative, your state senator, winby2radio at hr@gmail.com. Email us there for your complaints. And thank you, everyone. Let me just check one more time. Thank you to all our mods here today. We have a new mod in Mr. Z. Thank you, Mr. Z. J.E. We have Chris, K. McDuck, Jeff Closer, Daylaw, and LL Cooley. I think all stopped by, all your mods here for today. Thank you for always keeping the chat safe and sound, guys. And Ewa coming in at the buzzer, gifting 5 Win-by-2 Radio memberships. Right before the buzzer coming in. Who's even getting these? I only see no names. CJ getting 1. Luck of the Bind. Or Blind, I can't quite see. Luck of the Blind or Bind. Rye God, Daryl, and Stealth Chaos. Welcome in. Kudos to Ewa. Kudos to myself. Thank you, Ewa, so much. Right before the buzzer with the 5 gifted. We do appreciate that, and we appreciate everyone here at Win by 2. making the lights turn on and the sound work. So we appreciate everyone doing their part here today. Again, all eyes are going to be on Chad today. Whether you hate him or whether you like him, all eyes are going to be on Chad. We're going to see what he does. This new rebranding. Is it going to be Kumia's Cucks, just less coverage of these people? Is it going to be a complete rebrand where he's just doing who is the least funniest bit and is leaving it up to a poll to decide? I don't know. All I do know is, and again, the whole super tips back and forth. I know how for some people it can be beneficial. But the people it's beneficial for are the people who have no prior ties to Patrick. If you have a prior tie to Patrick in any sort of negative way and you bitch out because you can make a few extra shekels, or in Chad's case, you're just too lazy to go get an actual job or set things up yourself, you look like a complete and utter bitch. And that is just, and I know most of us are, I've known this for 2 years, the cuck shark. You don't just call somebody the cuck shark because they're doing things the right way. You get the name the cuck shark because at every turn and every opportunity you get, you decide to, basically be a cuck. You decide to basically be a cuck, and you will forever be a cuck. So I guess you're just happy with that. I guess you're satisfied with being said cuck. And look, I'm not here to stop you, man. I'm not here to stop you. Be you. Make your extra couple shekels. I don't suspect it to last long. I think maybe after the first week or so, it'll start to die down. You're going to have a lot of people who completely hate this, who want nothing to do with Patrick's super tip system. You're going to have some people who you never thought would donate before. But I venture to guess after like a week or so, it will run its course. Maybe I'm wrong, but I guess time will tell. And like I mentioned, I do fully suspect more people as time rolls on, the Kevin Brendans, the Genos, the never super tippers, will be on super tips. I know that's not even a hot take because that's just where we're going. Again, these are all people who had major issues with Patrick. And now, again, they're just going to go belly up because, well, what else have they got going on in their lives? So I will never do so. I will remain true to who I am, whether you like me or not. That's the least I could do. And for that, guys, have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great Friday here. We'll be back on, like I said, either Monday or Tuesday. I got to just fix some drops real quick. Pay no mind to this. I've been your host, Blade. And I think we're going to have Tom Chilstrom take us out. And I got to fix these drops on the fly. Tom, please, could you say a few words for everyone here at home? Tom Chilstrom, ladies and gentlemen. I know he's muted right now, but that is normal. Vita, okay. Spam.
But all in all,
Tom,
a good show. Thanks for everybody.
Say some words again.
No, hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for being here. Pretty solid effort all around, I would say. Mostly from Corey and I. Luke had some good points. But all in all, a good show. Thanks for everybody for being here. Let's call it a night.
Call it a night, Tom, and everyone else. Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Don't do anything I would do. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Just kind of coast on by until the next show. And give Chad Zumock, really, give him hell for making this terrible decision. Terrible decision. We'll see you on the next show, guys. You know what to do. Stay black, my friends. Goodbye. You're not going to hear the sound for a second. We're going to fix it on the fly. Don't you worry. In 3, 2, 1. See you next time.